Hello, welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. We're now in 5 minutes away from kickoff, which means we're 5 minutes away from official lineups. However, there is one surprise for the Hammers this evening in the starting 11. We'll get the official teams in just a few minutes, though, just in case the information is incorrect. Gonzo, how is oneself?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Thank you very much. I just had a beef stew, so it could get interesting in the shed while we're recording. It's not for you. It doesn't. The internet doesn't work that way. You'll be lucky to hear.
Did you have any pastry or dumplings with it?
It's funny you ask. So the idea was to have the stew with like a mash or something. It's like a beef bourguignon type thing. And I realised I didn't have any potatoes, and it wasn't time to go out, so we had it with hash browns. I know. Fusion food. We were so I had it with hash browns and Brussels sprouts. So probably the farting is nothing to do with the stew. It's probably just the Brussels sprouts. Anyway, welcome. How are you?
Yes, I'm good actually. I'm looking forward to it. My optimism has been building over the last 24. I was miserable at the start of the week, but because of the importance of this fixture, I don't mind saying it's an important fixture. I like this fixture. I like looking forward to it. You could say to me, out of 38 games in the Premier League, which one would you like to win? I'd probably say away to Spurs, please. I'll have that one. I want the gloating. I want the feel-good feeling. I want to see them pissed off at us. I like the aftermath of it, of watching them all angry that they've not beaten little old West Ham. So this fixture is a good one. So at the start of the week, I was like, we're going to get beat. Oh, Spurs are going to beat us. Oh, Postecoglou's football. I love it. I hate it. That's gone now. I'm just now looking forward to the fixture. So my excitement increased, and that naturally turns to optimism, and it's dangerous. But here I am. I'm looking forward to the game.
Good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I can't even think of a single reason why. I got to say my Tottenham.
You can't think of a reason why not to look forward to this game.
No, why I would be looking forward to it.
Oh.
I've got to say my Tottenham friends, I've been very respectful. I actually thought back. I thought, no, they haven't given me no ribbon, no stick, no nothing. not even. They sort of left me well alone, which I think is very decent of them. I'm starting to get suspicious.
Sounds like they're not your friends anymore.
That's right. They just don't like me. You're right. Yeah. It's all that farting.
Instead of seeing that guy eats hash browns with stew, weirdo. Not being friends with him.
They're not wrong.
Anyway,
later we'll see.
Alan's been pushing the boat out. He's had a Yorkie wrap at Christmas market, pork stuffing gravy, applesauce and mashed potato, roast potatoes, and a giant Yorkshire pudding wrap.
You're farting again, as I'd imagine, Alan. I'd imagine this evening.
Puts your stew and hash browns to shame. Right, while you're all here, the lineups will be out in approximately 90 seconds time. We need 123 subscribers on this channel to fill up the bowling ground. Approximately 1/3 of people that watch this channel do not subscribe to Hammers Chat. So let's sort that out tonight, please. Get subscribed. It's completely free. It takes 2 seconds. Helps out this video. Helps out this channel. It's a wonderful feeling. So get involved, and we'll get closer to filling Upton Park as we go throughout the watch along with Charlie. Now, not only that, we're running our Christmas offers, as you probably are aware. Today's Christmas offer is being modelled by Anne Bullen in the corner there. You can get the hat and scarf for £13.50. Usual price is 20 quid. It's only £13.50. We're practically giving it away because we at Hammers Chat will make less than £1 profit off selling that to you today. But not only that, you can get 20% off all prints. Both of those offers end tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning when a new offer will go live. So if you fancy a print by the talented Cantown Len or a hat and scarf to keep cozy over winter, go to hammerschatstore.com, get your hands on them because the offers disappear tomorrow at 8:30. But there's some really good out the prints. There's some storyboard artwork from Len that's been signed by the players. So there's still Ray Stewart, Alan Devonshire, there's a David Cross, Tony Gale's gone. That's been bought. There's an Alan Kirbishley print for 16 quid. £16 for a Cantown Len print signed by Alan Kirbishley.
And they're one of a kind, by the way. They're actually frames from the documentary. So it's not saying it's painted and it's a print of it. It's an actual print, and it's that one seam, whatever you call it, that one stop seam, what do you bloody call it? One frame, one freeze frame from the documentary. Yeah, storyboard. Thank you.
Right, would you like to know the team?
I guess so.
The big news is true, unfortunately, and that is Alphonse Areola is injured, so Lucas Fabianski comes in goal for the Hammers tonight in one of 2 changes. The other change is the one you can expect. The back four for the Hammers is Vladimir Soufal with Kurt Zouma next to him and Nea Fagerd partners him at the back with Emerson at left back. Alvarez continues to try and protect the back four with James Ward-Prowse and Thomas Souček either side of him. Then they've got Mohamed Kudus on the right, Lucas Paqueta on the left, and Jarrod Bowen up front.
I see. Well, there you go. I'm still feel that we can do something in this game, actually, Geo. It has to be said. I wouldn't have picked that team, though. I really wouldn't have done. I'm a bit worried about fatigue levels. It feels like a lot of these players are getting sort of rinsed, really. Not that we can blame Areola's injury on that, that's for sure. I look at the team and I feel he's just trying to shoehorn, Alvarez, Souček and Ward-Prowse, trying to shoehorn all of them in. What we do need to do on this one, because I do think Jarrod Bowen will fare better against Tottenham than we did against Crystal Palace, because Tottenham will come at us, and Palace didn't really do that. So, but clearly, Kudus has got pace. We need to get Paqueta on the ball here, Gio, and enable him to release the passes to be able to spring the counter-attack. But yeah, it does say to me that we are going to sit back probably more than I'd like.
Yeah, I can't really disagree with that. I think the opportunity to release a pacey front three was there, and we've chosen not to go with it. But it's predictable. It's incredibly predictable. Yep. And I was making a point earlier. Being predictable isn't the thing that's the issue here, because Tottenham's team is probably predictable tonight. I'd be surprised if I haven't got 10 out of the 11 right in what I predict Postecoglou is going to do. We all know how Postecoglou is going to have Spurs playing tonight as well. They're predictable. The issue is they're predictable in the sense that they're going to be playing attacking football and trying to score 3 goals tonight, whereas we're going to try and shut them out. And the frustration here is that, Paqueta's out on the left, and he's probably going to have to be out on the left tonight. He usually goes wandering. I don't know if he can against Spurs. If he is up against Porto, we'll discover that in 2 minutes' time. If he is up against Porto, he's got defensive work to do. You can't just leave Porto alone. You have to get back and help out Emerson this evening. It's frustrating, but unsurprising. And I think the fact that it is unsurprising is even more frustrating, if that makes sense. So you see the team, you go, and then you think, I knew this was going to be the team. You get frustrated further. The bench for West Ham, the surprise is no Maxwell Cornet on the bench for West Ham this evening. The 9 substitutes are, and Nang is on there as a goalkeeper, as well as Alan Creswell and Ogbonna. We've also got Tilo Kehrer on there with Mavropanos. Said Benrahma is on there with Pablo Fornals. Then we've got Danny Ings and Mubama on the bench too.
Oh yeah, I mean that's an opportunity missed. If Cornet wasn't on there, they needed to pick. And he may be injured.
He might be. He might be.
Yeah, I'm prepared for that. But if he doesn't, then actually he needed to have somebody with some pace on that bench. I'm not talking about Obama here. I'm talking about someone that can play wide, effectively wide. Maybe Kadua or someone like that needed to be drafted in, because this is a little bit of an issue for us just in terms of counter-attacks. If we do find ourselves going behind, they're not going to. The thing is with Tottenham, most of the time, if you go behind, you might want to make a change because that team, your opposition, might sit back a little bit. If Tottenham go 1 goal ahead, they're not going to start sitting back and take the 3 points. They'll keep coming. So your tactics will remain the same as they were if it was 0-0. If you're playing Tottenham, your tactics remain the same. And I just think if he's going to need another set of legs to hit on the counter-attack, and just Fornals and Benrahma aren't that in many respects. So many step-overs from Benrahma, he kills the counter-attack and allows the opposition defence to get repositioned. So the one advantage you might have against Tottenham is the element of surprise. Where I don't think they're disorganised defensively, but you have a small window of opportunity before they get back into position, and that's it. Yeah, it has to be done then. And I think we might regret. It looks very slow bench.
Right, let's take a look at the Spurs starting 11, which is predictable. In goal, we've got Vicario with a back four of Porto at right back, while Romero comes back from suspension and partners Davies at centre back with Udogie at left back. In midfield, they've got Bissouma and Højbjerg with Lo Celso in the number 10 role, Kulusevski on the right, Brennan Johnson on the left, and Son up front.
It's a dirty one, isn't it, old Højbjerg, actually?
He can be a bit nasty. Lo Celso worries me a little bit. I think sort of the forgotten man at Tottenham. I expected them to get rid of him. And to be fair, it's taken him this long to get into the team. That would suggest that they were trying to get rid of him. He's just there because they couldn't move him on. But since he's come into the starting 11 because of Maddison's injury, he's been really good, really creative. Against Man City, he started in a deeper role. was impacting the game, but Man City were just cutting through them down the middle in the first half. This is what Postecoglou did in the second half. He put Højbjerg on next to Bissouma, moved Lo Celso further forward, and he got a goal. Kulusevski scored from the right-hand side in the second half as well, but albeit off his shoulder. But yeah, what concerns me is it's Pedro Porro, actually. It's a bit weird to sit here and say I'm worried about their right-back. But I do. Paqueta's got a lot of defensive work to do this evening. So does Kudus, but I think Kudus will do it. It's whether Paqueta does it. Now, I know people say Paqueta does get stuck in and tackles. I know that. But there's tackling, then there's tracking back, and there's two completely different things. And we've seen us who was it that scored? Newcastle in the second half. Kieran Trippier was battering us down that right-hand side, and they got a goal from it because Paqueta just wouldn't mark him, wouldn't run with him. He was just ball watching, to use an overused phrase in football. And Trippier rinsed us in the second half. So they just kept coming down the right, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if Spurs are doing the same tonight. Pedro Porro, I think, is going to cause us a little bit of issues down there, but exactly what you'd expect from Tottenham.
It's a good save. Romero back is the one that I'm sort of looking at and thinking any advantage we could have had would have been good. He's a good player, attritional as well. You know, it's when you're an attacking team like that, you need someone that's going to really dig in and enjoy defending, and he's certainly one of them. So. They're going to feel the benefit of having him back. This is going to be a hard night at the office. I can't help but think, actually, Geo. But I've all my confidence hasn't deserted me, though.
The bench for Spurs this evening is Fraser Forster on there, as well as Emerson Royale. They've got Doddington there, as well as Skip, Sarr and Donnelly. They've also got Brian Hill, Richarlison and Velez as well for the Spurs bench. So they're quite light. I'd argue we've probably got a better bench than Tottenham this evening. Certainly a more experienced one. But now we have a poll in the live chat. Please get involved. It's asking, what do you think of West Ham's starting 11? 4 options to choose from. Please select whichever one you think reflects your opinion closest, and we'll have the results when Charlie joins us in approximately 20 minutes time. Gonzo, you're not feeling too fruity?
I'm listed all this Brussels sprouts, I'm afraid, mate. I've got to say I'm feeling what am I called? Well, brassicate. I'm feeling I am a bit brassic, actually, funny enough. But yeah, it's tough. It's funny. I maybe the different to you. I think my confidence started earlier, and the closer I get to the whistle being blown for the start of the game, the more I'm starting to be concerned about it. So I basically got what you've got, but in reverse, really. Yeah. They're a hell of a team. They really are, and they've got such a good attacking manager. But I think Tottenham, more than any other team we've played in the last few weeks, play into our tactics more. Now, I'm not suggesting that will necessarily work, but we may just be. Don't rule out that we might be the last team at the moment that Tottenham want to play. Obviously I know I'm not talking about Aston Villa and Liverpool and stuff like that. But actually, if they've got to play a mid-table team, which is what West Ham are, I wouldn't be surprised if they're looking and thinking, actually, we'd much rather play another team.
I don't know. I think they'd fear Brentford more than us. Just to pick one team out off the top of my head, I think they'd fear Brentford more than us. I get what you're saying in regards to their tactics, because they've conceded 11 goals in their last 4 games, Spurs. So they have a leaky defence, and they're there to be got at. The problem is no team's kept a clean sheet against them this season.
Sure.
So my concern is we're going to go there with the hope that we're going to keep them out this evening and nick something on the counter-attack or get a set piece, which they haven't conceded from this season. And I just think that what Moyes is hoping for, which is clean sheet and set piece, the evidence would suggest Tottenham score and they don't concede from set pieces. Yep. And I just worry that we're now relying on something that statistically hasn't occurred yet in 13 Premier League games so far for Spurs. So that, or 14 games, that worries me quite a lot, actually. So they're there to be got at. I don't think this game ain't finishing 0-0, and I'll be disappointed if we don't score. Even if we lose, I expect us to score a minimum of 1 tonight. I mean, there's every possibility we score 2 tonight and still lose the game.
Yeah.
Given the nature of how good they are going forward and how poor defensively we are in regards to individual errors. They're
both predictable. Both managers are predictable. So none of them can turn up at a post-match press conference and say I was surprised today. They both know. And let's be fair. It's not princes versus paupers here. You know, we've spent a lot of money. We've got some £50 million players in there. You know what I mean? And some that would probably be valued at higher than that as well. So yeah, this is not Real Madrid versus the dog and duck.
My other worry is our defence so far this season. I mean, ultimately, our defence is the issue this season. In terms of scoring goals, I think Spurs have scored like 2 or 3 goals more than us or something. It's not much. They haven't scored that much than us, but our defence has conceded a lot more than what Spurs' defence have, and they don't keep clean sheets. And when our defence is asked to defend, our centre-backs in particular are under pressure for a large period of time. They usually mess up some point and concede chances. My worry tonight is they're going to be defending for 90 minutes. Even if we go on the counter-attack and Spurs get back, because of the way Spurs play, Son's constantly going to be trying to run in behind us. So's Kulusevski, so's Brennan Johnson. And the law of averages would suggest that tonight, Agerd and Zuma probably have an error in them. We're going to need 2 faultless performances from our centre-backs if we're going to come away with anything tonight. And I think that's a big ask when Spurs are as good as they are going forward. So, bit worried. Right, live chat, we'll turn to you in approximately 5 minutes' time and we'll grab your thoughts. Gonzo, me and you're turning our attentions to Bet365, and we're going to compile a little bit. If you are wondering what we're doing, well, that means you're part of the 123 people that need to subscribe. So get subscribing, please. When Charlie comes on, we'll have a little update, and hopefully we'll be a little bit closer to filling it up in part this evening. And while you're down there, please do drop a like on it by clicking thumbs up.
While you're down there.
Oi, behave yourself. What are you fancying for the bet?
Højbjerg, Paqueta, Alvarez cards.
Crikey. These are not good odds.
All right, don't do it then. It's 2.
What do you reckon it is for those 3 to get booked?
Is it something like 8-1 or something stingy?
16-1.
It's still quite tight. Yeah, it's unlikely to happen. It's
because of how likely Alvarez and Paqueta are to get booked. Those odds are rubbish. Højbjerg's odds are okay. 11-4. It's not bad for him to get booked, but. Do you reckon we have to go for? I say we go goals, right? Over 2 goals in this game.
I'll go over 3. Make the odds.
So 4 goals minimum.
Yeah.
Right, a minimum of 4 goals. Let's do it. Right. What else we're fancying? Put a shot on target. Anyone you fancy? Bowen or Kudus or Souček?
Bowen will get a shot on target. I'm sure of that.
Anything for Spurs?
I'm sure they'll get a shot on target. Yeah.
Anyone in particular? Lo Celso. I would say Lo Celso.
He's in that do that. Come on, you choose something. You choose one.
He's in that number 10 role tonight, and he will shoot from the edge of the box. Player fouls committed. Can we get Paqueta? Yeah, Paqueta to do 2 fouls.
Oh, definitely. About is there anything about him rolling around on the floor for a bit?
Nothing about him playing dead, unfortunately.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Do you reckon Spurs will get a booking? Because we will. Do you reckon Spurs will? We should do.
Well, funny enough, Kerry's just said in the chat there. I've just seen that. I mean, he's a bit naughty.
Right. Well, he's actually been quite good this season. I know he got sent off. He's actually not been that bad. But what we'll do is we'll do both teams to get a booking, and we're going to round this up to £100, right? So it's £100 cash if this bet wins. Here is the bet. Right. Listen carefully. There's a few things. So both teams need to get a card. There needs to be a minimum of 4 goals in this game. Gonzo's 1, not mine. Bowen and Lo Celso to have a shot on target and Paqueta to commit 2 fouls. Right? I think that's doable.
It is. It's stingy odds, though. I don't know. Go on.
And we've had to put £10 on that, not a £5. We've had to break the bank at Hammers Chat. So hopefully someone goes and buys
10 hats and scarf bundles, please.
Yeah. I mean, even that still wouldn't cover it. But listen, that's the bet. So 4 goals, Bowen and Lo Celso shot on target. Paqueta 2 fouls. Both teams get a booking. In the live chat, please enter the following phrase to enter.
Hold on. I had it. There you go. Festive time. The Tsar of Bethlehem.
The Tsar of Bethlehem, get that into the live chat. Thank you very much. And Rohan says minimum 4 goals. We've got a new manager. Won't try and win. Hang on a minute. It doesn't have to be West Ham.
No, yeah, in the game.
If we get beat 4-0, it still counts. Where are we? Charlie says, listening from a very soggy away end, the shite ground needs a proper roof. Why have you gone to the London Stadium? It's away tonight, Charlie. You're at the wrong ground.
Is that one here?
There you go. The Tsar of Bethlehem. Get that into the live chat, and you are entered into the giveaway. Should the bet win? I fancy it. Bar the 4 goals. I'm a bit iffy about that. However, I had a little feeling earlier.
Go on. What was it?
That we're going to win 3-2.
All right. Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a bit delirious, really, haven't I? I've lost the plot. I've lost the plot.
No, listen. I'm all for a good dream.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's dreams and there's just plain stupidity. But I had a feeling we're going to win 3-2. Bowen and Kudus are going to score.
I had a dream that I went to Pizza Express. I didn't order a pizza, I ordered pasta. And when they delivered it to me, it had no sauce on it.
So what did you have?
Well, I don't know. The dream ended. The alarm went off. Bit underwhelming dream. Underwhelming pasta.
I mean,
just saying.
Do you know they say cheese is bad for you? It gives you nightmare. I think you need to eat cheese.
I don't eat raw cheese.
You need to start eating some raw cheese to have nightmares, so it's better than what you just dreamt of.
So after that podcast, Nick messaged me to say his son also refers to uncooked cheese as raw cheese.
It's not raw cheese. Why do you? I mean, Daniel, you're right. He is a weirdo. Raw cheese. It's not a thing. It's just cheese. It's cheese or cooked melted cheese.
Melted cheese or raw cheese. I don't eat raw cheese.
There is no raw cheese. Right, time to get your thoughts into the live chat. I know people are still entering the better giveaway, but get your thoughts in. Let's see what you guys are all saying. Grouch says, looking forward to Son versus Zuma foot race. Should be entertaining.
Yeah, we don't want to see that.
DM says you need help.
Thank you. He's offering. Leave your details. Cheers, buddy.
Mark says it's predictable. Please leave Moyes before I become sectioned. Hey, we're not doing anything to Moyes. Chase says, I dreamt Moyes line was in my bed with a pack.
Moiseline, I like it.
Moiseline.
That's a good dream as well. At least you have a packet. Oh dear. That's soft. Camembert's soft though. Maybe that doesn't have to be cooked.
Thank you, Ace. So for some reason, this idiot calls it raw cheese. It's just cheese. But anyway, Mancunian says his manager's devoid of ideas, doing the same thing over and over, even when they do not work. I mean, we've lost 1 in 7. I would argue it has worked. We just don't like it. We're not enjoying it, but I would argue it's working to some extent.
Moyes seems like one of you lot. I bet he doesn't call it raw cheese either.
What do you think he calls it?
Just cheese, just like you. Yeah. He's not like me. He's not. He doesn't need help.
Logan says, listening from my car, waiting for HR to get back to me. I got into an accident at work. Well, it was nothing serious.
That's not good.
Why are you waiting in your car? Listening from a car. Oh, but why are you in the car? Go inside or something. All right. GP, thank you for the £2 super chat. You had a dream that you were covered in barbecue sauce and naked.
Oh, that's nasty. But have to be a different sauce. Chocolate sauce.
Osbedian's on your side, said you can say raw carrots, so why not raw cheese?
He's quite right.
But Sonny says, isn't raw cheese milk? He's got you there.
Maybe it is.
Anyway, back to football. Dazza says, I hope I'm going to be proved wrong, but Moyes has picked the wrong team for this game. Alan says, we're losing. Kate called my negative 8 years in, and she still doesn't understand West Ham. Oh, she called him negative.
Yeah.
Lewis said, if they score early, I think it's curtains. It's such a risky strategy. Yeah, you never know. He might go attacking. We might come out and attack. Did you hear him say that if the season finished, if games finished at half-time, we knew the top table?
Yeah, it was about 90 minutes. He said, yes. Games last 90 minutes. I mean, I did prefer the one that to get corners, you have to have shots on goal was earlier on in the week was the slightly better one. But as I say, he's taken his UEFA A badges and it's nice to know. Actually, not 90 minutes anymore, is it? To be fair, it's about 100 minutes.
Hammer 1999 says we'd like to see Souček alongside Alvarez and James Ward-Prowse in the 10 out of possession today. A more fluid front three is needed too. Bowen and Kudus need to switch more often.
I totally agree. They need to switch. Yeah,
the game
predictable.
Leo says we've lost 1 in 7, but 3 last-minute winners. Oi, stop applying context, Leo. White says Moyes is definitely the type of guy who says something ridiculous like raw cheese. Hey, does that mean you want Moyes to get a new contract?
That's right. Do love a good paraphrase.
Tony says Johnson versus Sufal, Son versus Zuma. It's scary. They have a lot of pace. We don't, and he's very worried. Preview said goals galore in this game. As long as we have a goal, I'll be happy. Don't sit back. A lot to say for that phrase, that statement there. I think a lot of people would agree to it.
It's the nature of it, isn't it, Gio? Let's be. If we got a draw today and it was, in the right manner, it would feel like a win. It really, really would. We got to have a go. We cannot have a situation where we have. Basically, if we have one of those halves where we don't have a shot on goal, for instance, which does happen at West Ham, let's be fair. Although David Moyes would have you believe that it doesn't. I think he has to go and win the game. Really, if you go out on your, I always get this one wrong. Go out on your shield, carrying your shield.
That's it.
With your shield under your arm.
What's it? Go to battle with your sword and come back on your shield or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Logan travels for work. He's drove to the wrong hospital and he's waiting for them to tell him where to go. I think they just
not in a rude way. I hope.
Yeah,
you can do one.
Gary says couldn't even beat Palace to go outplayed by Bournemouth last night. That's
It did. Our performance did look bad after that result. I've got to say, after look at Palace and this is the trouble. Sometimes opportunity is there and he doesn't necessarily recognise it. I just worry about a little bit of mid-table obscurity. That there's an opportunity to get back up amongst the top half of the top half, if you know what I mean, to start pushing towards that.
So thank you for £2 super chat.
Gorgonzola cheese.
There you go.
Cheeky. Melted, please.
Frank said Fabianski tonight is going to be like Martin against Chelsea.
Oh.
But then at the same time, Dad said, I think we will be 3-0 down by half time.
Oh, I can't even. I'll tell you what. It'd be a nasty place to be, wouldn't it, if that's the case? He's got to do something. He's got to do something. Paqueta is the key, Che, yeah. Stops were fudged. Nice. That's a phrase.
Tottenham is winning 4-1. You lot are rubbish. Thanks for that. I mean, just to leave that comment, you've had to go create possibly a fake account, subscribe to Hammer's Chat for 3 minutes. We have that 3-minute thing on to just deter trolls. And that's what you've got. That's it. That's your comments. You've got one shot to wind us up. And you said you're going to lose 4-1. And I think most West Ham fans have shrugged and went, yeah, probably will, mate.
Probably.
Rowan says we're playing the most attacking team, and I bet we invite them deep all the time. All the same, the bus will be on full view tonight.
It will. We are parking that. But do you know what? Park the bus is one thing. I'm not sure we can. The thing is the problem with it. Do I want to see defensive football? No. But if it works, if it's like George Graham, which was 1-0 to the Arsenal, if your defence is so good you're stopping people from scoring, you can't really complain. I think the thing is we're sitting back and it doesn't work. So I think that's the thing. Maybe do mix it up a little bit and try something different.
Well, Aaron says teams who take risks get rewards. It's that simple. Which other Premier League teams sit back and hope for the best? Us and relegation candidates. Even Everton have a go. Crystal Palace. Yeah. Crystal Palace too. M says Spurs will get goals, but next 5 games could be important to where they finish. And Danny says when we lose, because we will wait for more excuses than Boris Johnson. Do you reckon David Moyes' WhatsApp messages have disappeared in preparation for the game?
That feels satirical and current. I meant to have known the news for that one. Is that right?
Basically, Boris is obviously in an inquiry at the minute. And
yes, COVID thing.
About these missing WhatsApp messages.
Oh, really?
And he said, oh, well, WhatsApp went down. And when it came back, all my messages had been deleted since it was last backed up. And unfortunately, those 5,000 messages were in that period. At the same period, the Rishi Sunak's messages were missing, of course. So both of them, the conversations between each other, both of their WhatsApp went down, came back, and they weren't backed up. So that was my joke. My joke was Moyes' scout is WhatsApped him this week, but Moyes' WhatsApp's gone down recently, and he didn't back it up. So.
I'm sorry, I'm not up on my current affairs. I do apologise.
It's all right. I'll let you off. It's not as bad as raw cheese. Alan said this is why he loves us, because you don't get raw cheese debates. No, but you get magicians, apparently.
You got a magician in there.
Mancunian says it's not just the personnel, it's the tactics and the ethos. It makes me sick. I get that. I agree with it. I think the starting 11 playing a different way wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It's just
yeah. It's intent. I mean, it's absolutely intent. And there's predictability of lineup is not the thing. It is predictability of how we'll play. But you know what? It's as I always say, you've got an opportunity to give the opposition manager something to think about an hour before kickoff when you hand in the lineup. Okay, that's surprise element number one. That's gone. You can also surprise him by how we start the game and do something different. Maybe players are just playing in slightly different positions, something like that. It's look. I hope for the best. I really do. Then let's be fair. We don't have the worst record against Tottenham. So it's not beyond the realms of possibility that we can actually beat them. But it's hard to make the case.
Whoa. So, with that argument in mind, Moy said the draw against Palace was good because they've won there 3 or 4 times. So does that mean if we don't win tonight, it's a bad result because we've won there 3 or 4 times?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love you to be able to pull him up on it, Gio.
No, because he thumped me. Once the camera was off, he'd say, "Oh, you Scottish man, you're lucky I didn't give you a wee slap."
Yeah, absolutely. You haven't got the brotherhood thing going on.
No,
one Scottish man, thou shalt not criticise another Scotsman.
Glaswegians and Aberdonians aren't mates. It's
hatred,
rivalry. It's rivalry.
You got all the money. You got all the oil.
We do. Right then. Right, I'm going to do a little promo, and thanks to our friend David Stalin, who said, "Fucking selling shit like a knob." So I'm away to start selling shit like a knob. Thanks to David. Hat and scarf, £13.50. I don't think David's going to want to purchase it, but if you do wish to purchase it, it's £13.50 for both things.
Apart from the David, it's £15.
I'll just cancel his order. I'll just refund it. David Stalin ain't buying anything. I might just send him a compliment slip that says "selling shit like a knob" and just post it to him.
Do you reckon he does that in a restaurant? Oh, you're serving food like a knob.
Well, that was my reply. That was my response to him. I bet you're fun at Tesco. That was try to keep it PG. Just reply to him, and he didn't reply to me. So maybe he doesn't go to Tesco. Maybe it's like, oh, I'll shop at Morrison's. I do.
Yeah.
But anyway, GP's asking why we sponsored. Why we mentioned Tesco was sponsored. No, we haven't had a Tesco one yet.
Wouldn't mind that.
Colin
every little helps.
He only goes to the self-checkouts. Oh.
Yeah, that's a patron joke there.
Aqua said selling shitty shirts. That's Saturday actually. Saturday's the shitty shirts, isn't it? Tomorrow, heads up to the people watching. Tomorrow's the books, and Saturday is the
shitty shirts.
Shitty shirts. Yeah, I can't remember what Sundays is. I'm not sure. Acid says he's just got his Hammers Chat hoodie like a knob. He loves it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, are you saying you like it because you are a knob, or you like knob?
He's like us selling stuff like a knob.
Oh, but yes, the hoodie is nice actually. I wear mine quite often. I'm wearing a Christmas jumper today because we've got quite a lot to sell. If you have ordered a Christmas jumper, 90% of them are posted. There's only 2 or 3 left for me to post. So you will get them next week, very latest. If you've ordered a Christmas jumper, you'll probably get it. If you've not got it already, you'll get it on Saturday. The postman has been today, picked up 3 sacks worth of orders. So there's a lot of you going to be getting Hammers Chat stuff on Saturday. Everything's tracked 48 hours. You can track it with your links that you get through the store. We're quite organized here. Benjamin says, great show, bollocks to these little wankers trying to have a dig. We brush it off. We just...
Thank you, Benjamin.
Ben says our next sponsor will be Dairy Lee.
The soft cheese, soft raw cheese, Dairy Lee. Get your soft raw cheese here, 20%.
Chris
off.
says, have we thought about a tour down under? Well, Manscaped pays for that.
Yeah. I've actually given. I've given consideration. I actually this week got invited to Perth. Believe it or not.
Which one?
Well, the one in Western Australia.
Oh, maybe the one in Scotland. I don't know.
Oh right. Oh, sorry. Yeah. No. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
You sell it? Hammer99 is asking if you sell raw.
Oh, that's not
cheese.
Nice.
A bit of smeg. John said, if Souček gets the winner tonight, I'll start giving him jip for the rest of the season. You're lucky you've got such a generic name as John. If it was like Hammer 1999, I'd remember that. And if I seen you doing it again in future, I told you I wouldn't really. Anyway, right, let's see what you're saying. Infinitely's got his Christmas jumper, fits well. Thanks for the compliment slip. Scampy's got his Christmas jumper. He's very impressed. Can someone tell David Starling that you've got your Christmas jumper and you like it? Maybe
he's on the train. Like dropping people to their destinations like a knob.
Maybe we should all go and reply to David saying, "Got my Christmas jumper today, David. I feel like a right knob. It's fantastic.
Wearing clothes like a knob."
Paul says, hoping Maxwell comes on and scores one. Don't care how. It can just be one cornetto. Oh no.
Oh, I like that.
Oh no. Don't encourage him. It's worse than you.
Where are we? You are encouraged. Hereby encouraged.
Ismar's favourite thing is the Who Day. Thank you, Ismar. Trucking says, West Ham need my father's thinking in the 60s. His team only lost 4 games in 4 seasons, and 2 of those only letting 2 goals and 1 goal. They attacked all the time. What's your father's thinking in the 60s? I feel like there's more to this. I don't think you're speaking as if he was just a fan of West Ham. Was he a Sunday League player?
No, this is what I'm thinking. It's his own his father's personal achievement.
So who was he manager of? Just a Sunday League team or like greater? I need context to this, Chucking. Right, let's have a little look. Leo's asking if you can get the Conference League winners shirt with this season. No, unfortunately.
Are we sold out?
No, there's still some for sale. They'll be in the Boxing Day sale, though. We've got a big Boxing Day sale coming up where if you want a shirt with the wrong season or a Skamaka t-shirt or a Declan Rice t-shirt,
this is my favourite stuff.
Mug with Declan Rice on it. We've got Declan Rice armband, which nobody's bought yet, which I'm hoping somebody would buy. I'm hoping that an Arsenal fan stumbles across our website and buys a signed Declan Rice.
Is it just me? I feel I should be a better person and more gracious. But does anyone else get annoyed when Declan Rice scores for Arsenal?
Yeah, I think we all do.
Okay.
Mike said, I think we should have rested Zuma and Souček and played Mavropanos and Mubama tonight. John, who's Souček's mate, if he scores, said he's looking forward to receiving his Christmas jumper. He's hoping it will make him look 3-star. Oh, fucking hell, John. No, we sell stuff like a knob, not miracle workers. We're not.
But we'll forget all about it because your name's John.
I was hoping my jumper would make me lose some weight, but I've just put weight on, if anything. Holly, thank you for tuning in. She says thank you for having us on the preview show with a little come on you Spurs. But Holly, thank you very much for coming on last night. I appreciate it a lot. Right. I'm trying to find football stuff. Everything's about cheese now.
I do apologise.
Mark's got his scars this week. Thank you very much. Teddy says, I think we will all forget Sunday if we get a result tonight. Get your sheepskin on, Gonzo, for good luck.
It's been a bit warmer, Terry, and it's been raining. You can't wear the sheepskin in the rain. I'm looking forward to a bit of colder weather. And, I definitely it's going to have another outing. Don't worry about that, Terry.
Bernard, do we ship to Ireland? We ship worldwide. It's not cheap, though. I can't remember how much Ireland is, but it's £25 for America and Australia. Sometimes it'll cost
Ireland's not as far as Australia.
I know, but I think the Irish might be £18, I think, but don't hold me to it. Sometimes it'll cost us 21 quid, but then other times it'll cost us 30. So it averages out about £25. Some people win, some people miss out. But those who order light stuff help the people that order expensive stuff. Chris says, will I be drinking my coffee at my new mugs next week? Like a knob, you will, Chris. I've seen your order. Your mugs will be on your mugs will arrive on Thursday, Chris. Should be Wednesday, but the fucking postman never comes on a Monday to collect the sack. So I've got to go to the sorting office with it on the Tuesday. And then it'll arrive with you on Thursday. Lewis says all the Arsenal fans said Rice was worth 50 million. Now they're saying 100 million for it. It just happens, doesn't it?
They say a lot of things, to be fair, Lewis, as Arsenal fans.
Chuckin says he managed a team in the London and Essex Border League.
Okay.
UMFC from Canning Town.
Nice.
A lot of people watching this might know that team, to be fair. A lot of people from around that area might know it. Right. Have you just starred?
Yes.
Go on then.
It's just funny. It's just funny because he snuck it in there, isn't he?
Well, you're going to read it out or what? You
it's gone. I've got a football question. What do you think David Moyes' favourite cheese is? There you go. I've unstarred it though, so I don't know how to get rid of it now.
Charlie will sort it. It's fine. There you go. I don't know. I can't think of anything funny. Have you thought of anything funny?
No. I just thought he was trying to move it onto football, and then he went with a cheese, which was obviously the joke.
Well, I think he was wanting a cheesy answer.
Yeah, I don't know enough about cheese. I don't want to attribute him with the melted cheese.
Well, Daniel said it's smeg.
Probably. It's a puerile and a childish
Daniel
answer.
said that.
Daniel, but it's a good answer.
Not me. That was Daniel.
Hard cheese. Mouldy cheese. Bitter, sour cheese.
Irons J, he's a knob because he's bought stuff from us as well. Tony says, let's get the win tonight in Fulham on Sunday. Shut up the haters. We are massive. Brendan says, do not understand how Moyes side cannot break down sides playing a similar style. Surely that is exactly what's being coached by the full squad. Should be trained to break through. Makes sense. What are you laughing at? Oh, just click on it. Just click on it.
Cottage and cheese. It's funny. But yeah. I think sometimes you get that cheese with bits in it. I think the Moyes cheese would definitely be hard cheese with little bits of sour grape in them.
To tell you what, when I came upstairs to do this show, I did not think we were going to be chatting about cheese for most of the show. It's a big game tonight. We're chatting about fucking cheese. Benjamin, I don't do anything for men's mental health. Thanks, but I literally don't do anything. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what you're referring to on this one.
But it's good. It keeps you smiling.
I don't know. The show's kept me smiling many times. Let's think positive. What's your best memory of a Spurs game? It's the Lanzini one springs to mind because of how recent it was, and we were 3-0 down with like 8 minutes to go.
Yeah. I'll tell you my worst memory was we went to school in Ilford, basically, which is West Ham area, as people know. And our PE teacher was a Tottenham fan. So when you do the day trips out, right, our day trip out was to White Hart Lane. It was just like an evil thing to do. And basically everyone else, all the other schools around us, like at Seven Kings, everything, they all got to go to West Ham for their day out. And we got and our day out. And there couldn't have been a Tottenham fan in our class. And we went out to White Hart Lane for the school trip. Disgusting.
What a shit story that was. I was expecting more than that. I don't know what I was expecting, but something more. Chris is saying it's child abuse. Right. 5 says Ange ball versus Moyes ball, bloody dreading it. Stephen says Brendan is just complimenting us on the vibe of this. It keeps us smiling. And Brendan said, Bernard said, these videos are one of his favourite parts of match day. Keep up. Oh, we will. We won't change. Don't you worry. We won't change. And I'll tell you else who won't change. Mr. Charlie Walsh.
You all right?
You good?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm waking up slowly. I had a high earlier. Me and Gonzo and Sat were on Patreon together having a little conversation. And since then, I've crashed hard. And now we're going back up again for what will inevitably be an exciting 90 minutes of football.
That's all good goats, Charlie.
It's influenced the chat because now we're talking cheese. We've just moved one step down the process, haven't we? So it's clearly influenced something. But I'm looking forward to match.
I'll let you two talk. I'm trying to work something out here. I was going to ask Charlie to do something, and I forgot to ask him to do it. So I've got to do it.
I'll ask Charlie. Charlie.
Yes.
What be the results of the poll, please?
Great question.
Duff the results of the poll, sir.
Also, I feel like I'd have to say Baby Bells is the answer. We asked how you feel about the starting 11. And it's pretty as suspected. 7% of people said they were very unhappy, whereas 14% of people said they were very happy. 22% said it was poor, and 55% said it's all right. So it's about as expected. Last one was incredibly close. Last one we had 2% of people in the negative categories and everyone else was super positive. Now we sort of flipped despite the lineup being almost exactly the same. I don't know. I think that's probably as expected, to be honest. I can't think I'm surprised by that result. I think the chat's vibe is probably what I would expect it to be. I'm personally quite happy with I didn't put myself in very happy necessarily because Antonio's not here. But outside of that, I think it's probably one of the best lineups we could do, given Areola's not available. I think it's probably the best lineup we could do.
Yes, it's the nature of the questions I've got a problem with.
You see, you said chat, and you said that, and then I changed it.
Buoyant. I'll go with ecstatically buoyant or massively offended.
Here's the thing. I changed
betrayed,
it.
I'd put in there.
I changed it. Got no feedback. I went fine. I'll just go back then. Not fast.
Really?
Yeah, I read it out several times, and there was no. So I was like, all right, that's fine. Clearly, the passion wasn't there for it, so I was like, it's fine.
I'm very passionate about it. I can only apologise.
The bottom option should be cheesed off. That should be the bottom option.
Yeah, all right, I'll come back now.
Anyway, before I disappear, it says 123. This is what I was going to get Charlie to do and forgot. It's actually 111 now. But I don't believe there's only 12 people been watching from the start that hasn't thinking, I've not subscribed and I'm not going to either. Please sort it out. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It's free and takes 2 seconds and just gets us moving along. Paul says boring.
Cheese.
Oh, is it?
Wilson, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really a cheese connoisseur.
Well, you seem to be quite defending cheese quite a lot. Seem to be quite passionate about it.
Have a lot of cheese knowledge. I don't know why.
No, I eat a lot of. It's probably because I eat a lot of cheese. If I go somewhere and there's a cheese board, I'll get involved. I don't know what it is, so I just eat it. I'll try any cheese.
Even blue cheese.
Yeah, I'll eat any cheese. I like cheese.
What's your favourite cheese?
It's a good question, Gonzo. What is your favourite cheese?
I don't know the name of my favourite cheese. Sometimes I'll eat it and think, that's lovely, that, but I don't know what it was. It was on the cheese board. They don't put labels on it. The cheese is just there.
Oh, but don't you say if you're at wherever you are? So let's say you're at this event, whatever. You got the VIP. Let's say you got the VIP ticket to the Atomic Kitten concert, and they're laying out all the cheese and all the rest of it. Don't you say, that was a nice one. What cheese is that, please, Cheese Meister?
They say raw cheese.
Of course they do.
Cheese Meister, is that an official?
That's the person that is in charge of the cheese board, right?
Is there not like a name Meister. like you know how you have like a what's the wine person called at like a restaurant?
What, the waiter?
No. There's like a specific, like restaurants have like a specific name for a dude who goes and buys wines for them or whatever. I don't really know how it works. I don't drink alcohol, but you know, I can't remember his name.
A wine connoisseur.
Yeah, but Charlie's right. There is a name for it. I don't know what it is, but there is a name for the wine expert, the buyer.
TOTWHU knows.
The vino
sommelier. That's what I'm saying. Is there not a cheese version of a sommelier?
A cheese meister, surely.
It seems wrong.
Anyway, but I need to get going. Before I do Gonzo, in the preview, we forgot to do a score prediction. We just got carried away there. And then do a score prediction. So before the live chat, and give Charlie's chat.
Sorry,
what are you saying, Gonzo? What's your score prediction?
3-2 West Ham.
Hey,
what?
Pinching it.
Pinching what?
My score prediction.
Oh, I didn't know. I wasn't to know, was I? We didn't do predictions.
At the very start, I told you I have a feeling it's going to be 3-2 West Ham. You just pinched it.
I was ignoring it. I didn't hear what you said to me. I was thinking of Brussels sprouts and farting at the time. Now I'm mostly thinking about cheese.
Right. Anyway, right. Well, Charlie, I'll be back at halftime.
Okay, thank you.
Gonzo, are you leaving now, or are you sticking on?
I'm going to stick around for a second.
Right. I'll catch you in a bit.
See ya. Thank you, Gio. Hello. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
I should say, I've the graphic for tomorrow's promo. I've redone and sent it to you while the show's on the air. So
I was meant to remind you, and I didn't remind you. I've actually got it written down on my board, which I've got a board. I'm all organised. I've got a whiteboard right over there.
Yeah,
I have actually written it down on there, but
I'd completely forgotten until Gio just said it during 10 minutes ago, and I was like, oh, so I just did it while we were on thingy. So
excellent. Well, thank you.
Your inbox.
Thank you very much. I don't know what tomorrow's video is going to be about yet, because obviously we've got to play a game of football, but it's either going to be really happy or very moany, I'd imagine. Or maybe it's a draw. There's got to be something eventful happens throughout the game to give us something to get our teeth into, and then I will promote. It's books tomorrow, isn't it? Books.
Unsigned books, yes. 20% off unsigned books.
Oh, yeah. I'm not even sure we meant to say that. He's gone now anyway. But
this is the beauty. Well, he said books, so on the thing, that's why it reminded me books, and so I went and
books.
Well, the beauty of the system is at the moment, Gonzo, is it doesn't matter if nothing happens, because it could be a 0-0 draw, and there would still be some way to make that part of a video. It's fine.
Still make a video out of that.
We're in a situation where you can literally make a video no matter what happens. So, I suspect it'll be fine.
James, I see you. I see you. I like it.
Yes, solid.
I like it. You got your cheese-based 11. I often think about about doing this because I used to do it quite a lot. I remember us doing on Hammer Chat on the forum. I remember doing a fish one, which was really particularly good. You know, John Scales, Craig Mackerel fish. It was lots of, you know, it was good, really, really good. That one we did a porn star 11. Can I just say, by the way, while we're talking of porn stars, a lot of people were saying, I just want to bring my coat up, right? People were saying that it was a porn star's coat. I don't know.
Let's see this coat because I haven't actually seen it.
Well,
do you have it?
I haven't got it here. Well, it's in the house. By the time I get it, I'll be honest, I won't be asked to get back. I'll probably put the kettle on, have another Brussels sprout, and won't make it back down here. But
which video was it on? Do you remember?
Nottingham Forest.
Okay, carry on.
Nottingham Forest, straight away after. And there's people saying it's a porn star coat. This is a thick sheepskin coat. What sort of adult films are you watching? You know, that would somebody, you could not get up to mischief in that coat. You really could. Yeah, honestly, it would be far too hot and bothered. So I'd just like to make sure that people are aware. It's got to have a different label. It cannot be a porn star coat. Are you seeing it?
I mean, I'm trying to find it now. I'm seeing Christmas jumpers by the bucket load, which I'm respecting heavily.
The post-match thing, and I think the next day I wore the jumper as well because so many people commented. Not the jumper, the coat, because so many people commented on the coat. But it's
is it Suchek rescues awful hammers again? That one
probably sounds like my sort of thing.
Oh wait, I think that might be Europa. To be fair, I just like continue using Europa, so it's not that one.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's like, there you go. Yeah, maybe. Where's Charlie? Maybe it's a Flasher's coat. Maybe I'll let you have that one. But it's certainly.
Oh, is it the John Motson looking one?
Yes. You can't get up to jiggery. You can't get up to jiggery pokey in a coat like that. What sort of if you're on Thingy Hub, what sort of categories are you looking at if you're looking at someone having business in one of those coats? I don't think so.
Is this all right? There you go.
That's the coat. You can't.
Oh.
You can't do business in. Oh, I missed that pinball machine. You can't do business in a coat like that. That's a bit weird. I don't like what's happening. This is too weird. Get him on.
Shall I try and match the words? I'll try. I like cheese. There you go. That's what you were saying. I would class that very much. I would class that way more as a John Motson shirt. A John Motson.
Yeah, but you're not doing nocturnal business in it.
Yeah, I can't see that.
You could not do that in that coat. It's not a porn star coat.
No, it screams Motty to me. I can't think of it in any other manner. It was very flat. Very flat.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no. I respect that as a jacket. How warm is it? It looks very warm.
Oh, it's lovely. I've got 3 of them. All right.
You've got 3.
I've got 3 of them. All right, so one of them is from the 70s. All right. Right. Okay. One of them I've had sort of forever. Wasn't even mine. It was my old man's. Right.
And it's still intact.
But here's the point. One of them I got, and this was years ago. I used to work in Harrods years ago. Like, so one of them I got when I was like 22 or something like that. Right. So one of them's over 25 years old, and one of them's about 15 years old. You couldn't tell the difference. If I was to show them to you and not show you the label, you wouldn't know. And that's the, you know, honestly, you get what you pay for with that, or you get what you steal with the stuff. You know. You really do. They don't make them like that anymore, Charlie. Yeah, they're good coats. Very warm. Very warm.
So I can respect it. As someone who only has one jacket, I can respect it.
Yeah.
It does. Someone said 70. It does have a very, like, where is it? M saying 70 star. I could see this. Maybe not what they're suggesting, but I could see like a Ric Flair wearing that walking into a club.
Well, that is that one is the 70s coat. That is a 70. That is a 70s coat. It's not. The thing is, this is the problem with it's very niche. It's oh, marvelous. It's excellent. Anyway, what was that? Yeah. So anyway, that's it really. But yeah. So sorry, I was going to say. So that's the problem with global warming is I don't get to wear my coats very often. It's not the only problem.
I would go as far as to say, Gonzo, that's the biggest problem.
The biggest problem with global warming and climate change is I do not get to wear my coats very often.
What you're watching the the COP summit, watching them, and then every time they don't figure it out, you're like, it's another year where I don't get to wear it. Another year where I don't get to wear it.
What's her name? Forberg, the little one. What's her name? Greta?
Thornberg.
She's a snooker player.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't remember.
Yeah. I want to say it, but you don't know the half of it, love. You want to think of me with me coats.
It's 3 of them as well. Can't wear any of them.
You know what I mean?
Can't wear any of them. I just have like an uber thin like rain jacket, and that's apart from now where it's freezing when I go out at like 10 minutes before the shop shut. It's good for all times. I don't need the stress. You know.
No, we got your jumper now. Your £10 jumper. Where'd you get it from again?
Listen, I'm warm as all heck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd go as far as to say cozy.
You are cozy.
The cozy factor has increased tenfold.
Oh, Charlie, hold on. It's the game starting in a minute. I'm ready. I'm sort me telly out or anything. Got to get the.
Well, thankfully, if you are looking for a way to watch it, it's on Amazon Prime.
It's on Amazon. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was going to get the Fire Stick ready because Amazon Fire Stick ready. Yeah, absolutely.
Just using that as the opportunity to say these things that I usually say.
Absolutely. Yeah.
In the UK, if you're not in the UK, then I don't know if it's on Amazon. I don't know if they buy the international rights. It's probably just the UK rights. To be fair. I
don't like the Battenberg cake.
You don't like marzipan.
It's got the marzipan around it.
You don't like marzipan.
I don't like marzipan. I don't like macaroons. And there's something else that's got that.
Excuse me? Christmas cake has
wedding cake has got marzipan around it, I think.
Yeah, Christmas cake does as well. There's a layer of it in between the icing and the
marzipan.
cake bit.
I don't like marzipan.
What?
Yeah.
How?
What do you mean how?
How? This is right. I don't do it anymore. But I'll be honest with you. When I was young, I could buy a block of marzipan and I would just like slice it off and just eat it. See, listen, I trust that Trini has a track record of good opinions, but like, I don't know, man. Marzipan is high tier stuff.
Major knows his stuff.
Again, Major has a track record of solid food opinions, but I don't know, man. Marzipan is high level stuff.
Oh.
It's got almonds in it. It's good.
No. It does. Trini Hammer says it spoils a good cake. He's absolutely right. There's actually no need for it. A chocolate gâteau is perfectly fine.
What's your favourite type of cake?
I do like an apple crumble. I know it's not cake.
That is not cake.
What's
your favourite type of cake? Well, I do like McDonald's nuggets.
Okay.
Completely.
I'll tell you what. Right,
Although I agree with you. Don't get me wrong. I solidly agree with you. But
I'm not a fan of chains. All right. But
solid.
In Costa Coffee, they've got a chocolate cake, and it looks magnificent. But it's like £5.50 for a slice. I can't bring myself to do it. Do you know what I mean? I won't. I refuse. I can
respect that.
But it does. A lot of that chocolate cake, it looks dry. This is a moist cake, Charlie. Oh, I'm telling you. I like pancake with butterscotch sauce on.
I can respect that. Do you know what? That's a respectable option. Okay, fair enough. You've passed that. You've passed that test. I can respect that.
I like the Constantinos marzipanos.
Yes.
This is good.
It's very solid work.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is. I mean, it's pretty special. Chocolate fudge cake is. There was this shop. Sorry, I've got to go. Match is starting in a second. There was this cake shop. There's a place in Devon called Appledore. You wouldn't know it unless you were looking for it. It's on a peninsula. You can't. You only go there if you go in there. You don't ever drive past. It's right up on the arse end of nowhere. Right. Got this. The Coffee Cabin. It's called. Right.
Okay.
These people that run that place, the cakes like you would not believe. Honestly, I have considered. I'm not near Devon. It has to be said. I have considered going down to Appledore just to get a slice of cake.
I can listen. I can back it. I can back it as a movement. You know, if it's that good. You know,
there's this place in if Nick Lane's watches, there's this the Nick Lane is here. There's this place in Lyme Regis. They make their own donuts, and they make their own
Mm.
honeycomb and sort of salted caramel filling, and they make the donut and they stuff it full of salted caramel filling and it's honeycomb. Forget all the Krispy Kreme and all the other stuff, right? Oh wow, these donuts are to die for. I've got pictures of them as well. I'll dig them up. I'll send you a picture of them, Charlie. I've got to go because the football match is on.
All right, don't worry. You've got 5 minutes until it kicks off, so rush down there, get the stick ready, and you'll be good. There you go. Thank you everyone for joining as well, and thank you as well to Fortune's always Fortune hiding down under TV. Many people from Australia watch this, so welcome. Good morning from Australia, lads. Love the show. Hope we get a win against these North Londoners that stop the Ange. Love in here down under. I can imagine it's very strong. I can imagine that side of it specifically is incredibly strong. But as Gonzo runs away, we are about 5 minutes away from kickoff, maybe a little bit less than that, 3.5 at this point. So I'll ask you at this point for your full-time predictions. Geo Gonzo ran through the teams. Just in case you don't know them, I'll run through them one last time very quickly while you do that. It's Tottenham line up with Vicario in goal, with Pedro Porro, Romero, Davis, Udogi, Basuma, Højbjerg, Lo Celso, Kulusevski, Johnson, and Heung-min Son up front. West Ham line up with Fabianski, Sufal, Zuma, Aged, Emerson, Alvarez, Souček, Ward-Prowse, Paqueta, Kudus, and Jared Bowen. The subs bench, which we'll be going through now. One more angle to talk about it from, of course. Anang is on the bench alongside Mavropanos, Ogbonna, and Kera. Cresswell, Fornals, Benrahma, Ings, and Divine Mubama. Tottenham's bench. Forster, Emerson Royale, Dorrington, Skip, Sarr, Donnelly, Brian, Richarlison, and Velez. So those are the teams, those lineups. If you are looking for a way to watch the game today, it is on in the UK on Amazon Prime, which is nice because it means I might actually be roughly alongside everyone. What a time to be alive that is. But if you are looking for a way to watch the game, just in case maybe you don't have Amazon, maybe you're elsewhere and it's not on Amazon Prime, there are definitely ways you can do it. If you scroll down into the link in description below, there's a bit called Join Our Discord. Lovely Hammers Chat, West Ham community, fans of all clubs welcome. But if you scroll around on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Streamlinks in which you will find what you're looking for. It's West Ham United versus Spurs. We've spoken about it from all different angles. Lob those final score predictions in. No more flipping, no more flopping, no more sitting on the fence. And we will lock them in. Yes. There was a mad light show going on at Tottenham Stadium earlier. I see, which, which we can agree to disagree on. Woody is saying 4-1, unfortunately. Good to see you, Alan, by the way. Hope well. 2-2 says Scampy. 2-1 Spurs says M, if no change is made before 75 minutes, which is probably going to be true. Mick is saying 2-0 to the Irons. Kimbo is saying 3-1 to West Ham. Ado is saying 2-1 to the Hammers. There you go. There you go, all out of bubblegum. Report back to Gonzo. Maybe on a comment section on a forum channel video or something. If you end up going, report back. Gonzo would be very excited about that. Very, very excited about that. Stalin he doing his done. Stalin is high tier as well. Another beautiful thing. Love strong cake, for example. Robert saying as well. I'm strongly here for you guys. You're talking sense. 2-1 to the Hammers again. And Bowen with the winner, says David. I predict a mild humiliation, says Obsidian. Only mild though. 2-1 to the Hammers. 2-2 says my trustworthy friend Judas. Desmond 2-2 says Charles. Paul is going with 3-0 to Spurs. Spurs reserves, sorry to say, 3-1 to Spurs, says Ashley. Shay Arsenal is saying 3-1 West Ham. Listen, for your sake, mate, I hope that comes true. And for us, obviously. 4-1 to the Hammers, says Chris. Raymond saying 3-1. Bill saying 3-2. Stephen saying 2-1. Trini is saying Mubama to come on and announce his arrival as a true Hammer. Hopefully with a goal. That'd be nice for them. Leon is saying 2-1. Simon's saying 3-2 to the Irons. Hart says 5-1 with a Bowen hat trick. Love that, Simon. Love that energy. 3-2 West Ham, says TSC. Lots of 3-2 West Ham. Head says 2-1. That's fair. But lots of confidence for West Ham. I can respect it. Draconian's going with a 1-1 drab. Fair. And actually, Draconian, I'm going to be honest. I won't say the drab bit, but I will say I was also going to go 1-1, so I'll back you on that. 2-2, Jean-Claude is saying we're going to lose, I'm afraid. 3-1, 3-4, 3-1, 3-1, 5-0. The game is starting in just a few moments' time at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Teams are both out. West Ham are currently in a huddle. We're getting the final song played before the match kicks off. It's West Ham United versus Tottenham Hotspur at the Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham to kick off. Big game. Big result possible if we win this. I mean, unlikely, but if we do... Things not happening, wait. Come on, you Lions. Deploy the boys. It's time to run. 2 Tigs indeed. West Ham United versus Spurs. Tottenham kickoff. Be interested to see how we end up playing up. Will Bowen start on the right, for example? I'm looking at it right now. Tottenham passing around at the back. It feels like, at least in this initial press, we'll see how it plays out. This could just be a momentary thing. That Bowen is starting on the right with Kudus up front through the middle, which would be very interesting. I'd be slightly shocked by. But we did see it was more effective. It was probably more effective when we changed to that halfway through the second half. The last game, Sufal getting caught out there from Brennan Johnson. In Tottenham. Oh my God. Kulusevski. Jesus Christ. That was insanely close. A bit of close passing in and around the box. That's completely off the thing. Bit of close passing in and around the box. The doggy plays it into Son, who then lays it into Kulusevski, who was offside, thankfully. So even if he did go in, it was going to be offside. But Fabianski comes out and wins the ball, but under a huge amount of pressure. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. No penalty anyway, but flipping it. 7-7, 2-1, an embarrassing loss, 2-2. This game will be ugly, 3-1 Spurs. Thank you, Shay. Thank you. Ian is going for 6-2 to Spurs. I'm going to say 1-1. I think Draconian's right. I'm going to go with 1-1. I understand. I think Tottenham are going to be on the front foot, but I think we play the right style of football to make the most of this. So I'm going to go 1-1. But if you asked me who's more likely to score more than one, it would be Tottenham. It would definitely be Tottenham. Where was it? Yeah. So we moved some things around on Patreon a month ago, was it? Maybe a little bit more than that, maybe 2 months ago or something. We moved it around a little bit. So Gonzo took over the Patreon podcast duties, and I'm just doing other things in the background, basically. Just as part of a little bit of a switch around as we were trying to make stuff work with certain time schedules and whatnot. Like we did a sort of version of it today, which Ray was meant to be on the show today with me, Gonzo, and Sat. But you know, he basically he was hungover. I don't think he'd mind me saying that's not a bad ball. Again, Doggy getting in again. Good cut out there though by West Ham, but Son looking to try and slay him, slide it through. Barry, I usually try to say if there's a goal as soon as possible. But I appreciate in that instance you might have thought there could have been a goal when I was just saying, oh my God. I can appreciate that and I apologize. So Tottenham corner, our right-hand side whipped in from Pedro Porro. It's not a bad corner. It was into a dangerous area, but thankfully Kurt Zouma gets the header away. But it wasn't bad at all. I'm a bit... My concern with this back line specifically is... Again, not bad ball in, but easily collected in the end by Fabianski, just over the top of Son trying to get in there. Not bad though. If we can reduce them to those whipped ball ins, we've lost out the ball instantaneously there. If we can reduce them to those whipped crosses, that's fine. We can deal with those. My concern is again, he has a little bit of, I don't know. He's had some mistakes in him, and I'm never the most confident I probably could be when we're in a sort of. When we're in a situation where we're going to be defending more, which certainly is what it seems like it's going to be today. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. It does seem like Kudus is starting in the central role with Bowen on the right, by the way. Outside of that, 4-1-4-1 laid through. Johnson, yeah, with one of those just completely missed the ball, falls over for good measure. Lo Celso flicks it back into him. Now he's back up. Johnson into Son, back out to Højbjerg. Tries to cross the ball in. Jared Bowen's going to come away with it. Who just runs forever, and thankfully he wins a free kick. He wins a free kick. I don't know if it was one, but he wins it. As far as I know, I don't know. I think it's not a... It's either an illness or an injury thing. I'm not sure which one it is. Geo did say at the beginning of the show, but I don't remember which one he said. It's a good question. I don't actually know if I do, Steve. I might have 1, 2. There's at least one. There's at least one. I can say that. I can say that, but I can't remember what it is. It's an incredible reference, it's right, and it's very accurate. Long ball kick to Bowen is wasted, and Souček ends up fouling Udogie as he goes for the counter. Pardon. My one problem, the thing is, I think we're playing the right style tonight. I think we've got the right setup for tonight. In an ideal world, maybe I would put Paqueta in the position where James Ward-Prowse is potentially in and have someone else on the left, but we really don't have anyone. We really don't have anyone to play there. And so in that sense, I think we've probably got the right thing to do today. But when you've got a bunch of out of form players like we do, that's not a bad cross across to Brennan Johnson. He's going to have to move backwards to collect it. He gets it, enters into the box as Udogie goes on the underlap, back to Brennan Johnson, who's going to look for the shot. Thankfully, he tries to slot in and Souček can just clear it. My one problem is when you're in a side who are as out of form as we are, hitting those counter-attacks is really difficult because you need people to be able to create from nothing. And we just don't have that at the moment. So these long balls towards Jarrod Bowen, for example, that just failed there, and we've had some other little failed passes here and everywhere. Those become really costly because you're just giving the ball back to the opposition when you have an opportunity. Tottenham passing it around again inside our half. 7 minutes in, it's basically just been that so far. And not unexpectedly. Again, they're very... I think maybe all 10 of their outfield players are in our half right now. Good interception there from Big Edson. You'll have to see it. You're not wrong, but also he's not even on the bench. So he's either not fit or Boys doesn't trust him enough to even play, which probably says enough about that. I want to see him get more of an opportunity, but he's not even on the bench. So you would imagine, given the fact he actually had a good game last time he came on for the bench, in a game like today, he would make the bench if he was fit, but he's not on it. So outside of that, Ben Rama maybe, but I wouldn't do that. He is lineup going across the bottom of your screen now. Romero is centre back alongside Davis. Free kick to us, deep inside our half. Doggy gets the header. Again, we were just aiming it, arrowing it towards Jarrod Bowen. I feel like that's going to be a theme of today, just arrowing at Jarrod Bowen. And that one just a little bit short, and Doggy gets the header away. They're going to have a free kick Spurs. James Ward-Prowse that time of the foul, I think. No, it's Vladimir Soufal who just jumps in on Lo Celso. Play forward to Udogie. Out wide to Brennan Johnson. Looks to try and cut his way inside. Met with a wall of claret shirts. Forced back to Udogie. Again, this is exactly what we want to do. This is exactly what we want to happen. Not as frequently as it's happening, but it is exactly what we want to happen. And yeah, what we were saying, Kudus is definitely down the centre. Ball like wide. Brennan Johnson with a miscontrol collects it just before it goes out. Ends up passing it back once more. Lo Celso trying to move into the left half space. They're trying to move it back. They're asking for a handball there, and I don't disagree with them. I think it hit hand. Jarrod Bowen with an awful piece of control, and it's going to be a friend. I did think it hit his hand, but realistically, it's so close to... Ooh, Thomas Souček's hand does come out, but I think it's so close to him that you can make the excuse, but I do think the hand comes out there. Not that it matters. They have a free kick in almost the exact same position anyway, so who the hell cares? They take it quickly, and they carry on passing it around Spurs. shouts of shooters. Davis goes steaming forward again. They're really committing these people forward. Kudus is really deep. Ball gets played in. Alvarez can't quite get the block again. It does. Paqueta battling for it. Ends up getting the header away. Alvarez looked for the short pass. Can't. It just isn't on due to press when he's played forward. All 10 of their outfield players were in our half significantly. And Davis at that point collected the ball, ran with it. Little 1-2, trying to work his way into the middle. They're committing so far forward. So far forward. Porro tries to whip it in. Good block from James Ward-Prowse. It's going to be a corner. They're committing so incredibly high forward. It's so perfect for us. Like, if they can't get into good central positions, which frankly so far they haven't. They had that one chance right at the beginning, but first 10 minutes, that's the only thing that's happened. Only 10 minutes, so it was concerning and it happened so quickly. But outside of that, they've struggled to get into those positions. This is exactly what we want, but it's just about hitting it on a counter-attack. And with Bowen and Kudus, you think we have the guys to do it, but corner comes in, header. Oh, it's gone in. Jesus Christ. It's Romero with the header as well. It's 1-0 Spurs. That's so simple. That's such basics. Oh. That's such a basic goal to concede. A header from Romero. It was so easy because it felt like he was just... Oh. 1-0. Outswinging corner from right hand side. Put it into basically. This is why I don't like. I just don't like zonal marking. It's put in directly into where the penalty spot is. It's just in. He stood practically directly in the middle of two people zonal marking. One of them's Edson Alvarez. The other one's Aged. It's slightly far enough away to both of them where it's exactly where neither of them want to commit to it. Basic. It's the most basic. This is what I'm saying. When you're out of form, the most basic stuff is the bigger problem. Horrendous. 1-0. 1-0. Nice 1-2 between Emerson and Paqueta as we try to work the ball forward. Jared Bones moved centrally, picks it up. Finds Sofal wide on the right, whipped in. Kudus is there! Oh, it was almost 1-1. He's offside. Okay, fine. It was very close to 1-1. Well worked there. Jared Bowen drifts into the centre to match up with Kudus. Drags Udogie way into the central area, giving Sofal so much time. And he puts in a beautiful pass, but Kudus is offside quite considerably. And he does that in the bit of bottom of the corner anyway. Not bad breakaway though. Not bad breakaway though. Can we go back to Cheese Dog? It'll probably happen relatively soon. The problem is playing against the team who are active like Tottenham are. They're a lot more active than even Manchester City are with that stuff. There's always stuff happening. There's always things happening to talk about unless other teams. But I suspect Cheese Talk will end up happening at some point. I can't lie. There we go. Alan Shearer on commentary just talking about how angry David Moyes is. You love to see it. It's such a basic goal to concede. Free kick, we'll take that. Emerson did well to just switch through the players, and that's not a bad pass from Paqueta either. Flicked on from James Ward-Prowse to the path of Kudus, who's going to have a very long day ahead of him in that central position. A very, very long day ahead of him. I'm glad it's him playing there, not Bowen, but Jesus Christ, we might need to switch him. I'm not going to lie. Kulusevski coming forward on the counter-attack. Emerson, who's committed forward, he pulls it across. Thank Christ for that. Brennan Johnson tries to hit it first time directly at Vladimir Sofal's thigh. Emerson, this is not a game for Emerson. The thing is, it's not a game for our left-hand side in general. Paqueta, we need to be deep. Tottenham are passing around on the halfway line right now, but we need Paqueta deep because we need him to be able to play our way out from the back, and we need him in those deeper positions to be able to make it happen, which is why I would probably have preferred him to James Ward-Prowse in those positions, but we're going to need to make the most of... We're going to have to make the most of... Kudus is going to have to walk off with one shoe for some reason. But the problem is partly that we're going to need to have James Ward-Prowse on, because if we do get any corners, we're going to need someone who's actually good at taking them, which you don't really have outside of him. But Paqueta needs to be playing on the left just to be deep enough. Oh, that's such a... I keep seeing it. It's such a basic goal to concede. He stood in the centre unmarked because we're zonal marking. And then the ball comes towards him and he barely has to move because it's arrowed in directly onto his head. It's perfectly in between two people. It's like, please, I beg. Anyway, it's so basic. Anyway, yeah, you sort of need him and be there. But Emerson going on these overlapping, marauding runs is only going to cause us issues. Porro looks to try and cut inside his shoot, which was bold of him. Deflected shot goes straight into the hands of Fabianski. Those marauding runs he makes are going to be such an issue for us. Such a huge issue for us. With Kulusevski up against him, just sprinting in behind those gaps, he's not going to follow him back. It doesn't matter. You can have Emerson charging forward. Kulusevski's not going to follow him back. And so what happens, like happened 2 minutes ago, is Emerson goes walkabouts, as you would expect him to do, up the pitch, as is his vibe, as is his, his style, his preference. And Kulusevski's just there, and then they pass the ball to one of the most dangerous counter-attacking wingers in the league, who has acres of space ahead of him. It's not bad passing. Son, thankfully, goes for a long shot. He should have tried to lay in Kulusevski there, but he goes for the long shot straight into the hands of Fabianski. Tom, thank you very much for the £2. Massively appreciated. Helps us out massively. Let me put your name in there. Ball got played forward. I'm pretty confident I'm not going to miss anything, so... Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. Your name should appear any minute now at the top. Emerson looking for the long shot. Again, him committing very high forward, and Paqueta loses out on the ball. To, guess who? Kulusevski, who's now going flying through. Son tries to switch the play out. Thankfully, it's quite a bad pass, and Brendan Johnson's going to be able to just about stop it from going out, but it was a poor pass. So when we're sitting deep, we're sitting in that 4-1-4-1, which is probably the right thing to do. We're very compact, which again is the right thing to do. Paqueta was really poorly possession there. Thankfully, Tottenham tried to overplay it. Paqueta really poor positioning there, but we're sat compact in that 4-1-4-1 when they come forward, which is the right thing to do. My big concern is just how back Kudus is, and it's kind of defensively, I guess, the right thing to do. But if we need to hit the counter attack, it means Jarrod Bowen and Kudus, who are the two who are going to get the ball, have to run the entire length of the pitch like this. Now, Kudus with the ball, looking for the ball out wide to Paqueta, is slowed right down. It's just such a... We need to be faster than this. Kudus does well to take it past his man, then lays it out wide nicely and then sprints into the centre. That's nice play from him, nice movement. The cross gets deflected in. We'll take that corner. That's good work from Kudus. Paqueta with the ball through would have been nice. Didn't quite work out, but we've been a corner from it, which we'll take. But it's a hell of a lot of work for Kudus and Jarrod Bowen, who's obviously that deep as well, because we're so compact and so tight and so deep that either one of them are going to have to sprint the entire length of the pitch. It's going to be a long day for them. James Ward-Prowse steps up to take the corner. Left-hand side, in-swinger. That means we know exactly where it's going to go. Yep, it does. Oh! Apparently, Tottenham did not know where it was going to go. Okay, somehow it's going to be a goal kick. We did hit Zuma. So apparently, Vicario did not know where it was going to go, because both Kurt Zuma and Thomas Souček were stood directly in that space. We always know where it's going to be. Jesus Christ. Oh. My G, I didn't see you. I apologize. Sorry, there's so much going on. I completely missed it. Son trying to get in the back of a gear does well. I'm scrolling up to try and find it. But Scott, absolute pleasure, sir. How are you? How are things? How are things? Haven't seen you in a while. Maybe that's why it's going poorly. There we go. There we go. Well, tickle my tackle and call me Terry. Hello, how are you? How are you, sir? I apologise. I can only apologise, sir. That was completely my bad. Tottenham passing it around again. It's not a bad pass in, and James Ward-Prowse's tackle straight into the path of Tottenham. Ball gets played out to Johnson. Back to Lo Celso, who goes for it from range. Thankfully at the top. Bro, I don't. Look, hello to everyone in the chat. If I'm missing you, I apologise. I don't mean to. There's just a lot going on, so I'm not getting the chance to talk about it in the way I usually do. I apologise. I'm loading up an entire list of the participants of the chat currently, of which I will go through in a second. Tottenham looks to try and work the ball forward. Kulusevski looking for a 1-2 with Lo Celso. Force him wide. Nice, like that. Emerson just following him, tracking him. Does well. It's played into Basuma. It's a nice turn. Kulusevski tries something, flops. Ball to Jarrod Bowen is poor, and they once again pick up the ball. Spurs. Played out wide to Johnson into Udogie, who's forward on the underlap once more. Back out wide to Højbjerg. Tell you what, Zuma does well there to come in and get the tackle. Edison with the block after it as well. Nicely done. Nice ball into Udogie there from Spurs. Looking for Son on the turn, and Edison does beautifully there just to make himself big and block it. Zuma was begging for someone to come and get that ball instead of him, and he just ends up having to clear it with his weak foot. And it's straight into the path of Spurs once again, obviously. Again, those long balls out where we're just clearing it. We don't have anyone even remotely in the postcode of Tottenham centre-backs. Basuma looking for the flick round the back to Lo Celso. Well cut out. Easily cut out over the end. Play forward. Paqueta with a control down. 1-2. Too slow, but Kudus wins a free kick. We'll take it. Right. If I miss your name now, I apologise. But hello to Andy Wilson, Artel, Brent Fraser, Kate Ferger, Chills, Chris E, Cozy, Danny Smith, Darren Walker, Dave Ahern, Iron Pally, Elbow 73, Fluffy Python's back, Jeff Watson, Gordon Paisley, Herpy, Ian Bartram, Ball overplay to Bone, Iggy Goes Pop, Ionix, Irons J, Ishmael, JB, Jean-Claude, Jordan Lanes, Joshua Grange, Lewis, Liam, M Collingwood, Mark Atkins, Mark D Storm, Marky Boy, Mike Nutter, Obsidian, Patrick Joel, Paul Kramer, Paul Glevens, Paul Fitzel, Paulie Walnuts, Raymond Debble, Robert Almuth, Robert Bryant, Sam J, Scott, obviously, to Simon, to Slenders, to Steve, to Topher, to Ultra 505, and to Yud FM. I apologise if I missed out your name. That's all the ones that were in the active participants bit of the chat. I apologise if I missed out your name. I apologise. Hello. My bad. TOTWHU looking for that long ball forward to Bowen. Just because we've managed to get a little bit out. Just because we got a little bit out there. Able to play a ball actually forward to people who are in a forward area. Long ball from TOTWHU looking for Bowen seemed pointless. But thankfully the ball comes straight back to TOTWHU, who finds Kudus. Take on your man. He does look for that shift and cross. I'll tell you what, that little shift to the side and cross is dangerous. He did the exact same thing that he got the assists for. It doesn't work out, but he gets such whip on it. I tell you what, and he wins the ball back well here. He's going to take a shot from range. He shouldn't. Vicario, it's easy stuff for him there. Easy stuff from there. Kudus does well there to win the ball back from Basuma, I think it was. But he always sort of had eyes for goal. Alvarez does well there. We win the ball up in there, in half of the pitch, and then try to commit a little bit. Alvarez, the pass after it was a bit wonky, and Spurs continue to have the ball. Assuming that's a nice pass out, to be fair. Højbjerg looking for the ping into Brennan Johnson. Overlap for Kulusevski, whose pullback is thankfully into the path of absolutely no one. And I mean, we pass it back to Fabianski, who was always just going to punt it long. Jared Bowen, who tries to keep it on, but Udogie manages to get there and comes back from the challenger Sofal, comes forward. Porro with a shot from range, never happening. Never happening. Again, lots of shouts to shoot from range, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with. Yeah, a little bit more of that threading, and it would be just that little bit more would be beautiful. But we've missed that all season. We've missed that all season. It's a good question, Fluffy. Thank you very much. Firstly, probably it's not a bad pass from Spurs, but looking for that threaded through ball to Son. Thankfully, it rolls straight through to Fabianski. Probably Muppet Christmas Carol. Number one. What's your favorite Christmas movie? Muppet Christmas Carol. And then Home Alone and Gremlins. A very close second. Very close second. Do. Banger. Muppet Christmas Carol. Big tunes. An eventful heart. Ball over the top, looking for Brendan Johnson. The way Zuma moves is so awkward. Straight into the hands of Fabianski is the cross. But the way Zuma moves is just so awkward. So awkward. It's not a great cross, if we're being honest, from Brendan Johnson. And Fabianski collects it. Little bit of a wet ball slips out of his hands. But yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. What's yours? What's everyone's? Do you know what I mean? Die Hard or Scrooged? I can respect that. I can respect that. Jared Bowen gets blocked out. Sofal tries to get flying forward, and somehow it's a goal kick. Sofal currently in a ditch, looking sad. Didn't even get, and they take the goal kick quickly, and Sufal's not even out of the ditch yet. Souček's the one who fills into that position nicely. Kudus just comes out and just clatters Lo Celso. Still no signs of Sufal at all, to be honest. Die Hard, Elf, huge shouts for Elf. Whipped across the top side, thank you. We'll take that. He just moves very awkwardly, doesn't he? He just moves very, very awkwardly. Like, it's just something about the way he moves, which is just a concern all of the time. Bad Santa, Jingle All the Way, or Home Alone, classics. Die Hard, Gremlins is a Christmas film. Strongly agree. It's yes. Die Hard, Miracle on 34th Street. It's Ghostbusters, a Christmas film. Does it take place in Christmas time? Am I being stupid? Because that's, for me, Die Hard. Die Hard is Christmas. I agree with Die Hard being a Christmas movie. Because for me, if it's set at Christmas or has a significant Christmas theme, then it's a Christmas film, regardless. Tottenham come forward. Kulusevski. He should have played it first time. He hesitated for some reason, and now we get back into our nice position and just... Basuma with the ball. He looked to launch a shot there. Stops and then plays it sideways instead. Hooked in. Brennan Johnson tries to get the header. Thomas Souček, nice foot in, and then Jared Bowen. He's not having the game of his life, is he? Well done from Thomas Souček. or is it James Ward-Prowse? I think it was James Ward-Prowse who's now going flying forward. Jared Bowen plays the ball back out to James Ward-Prowse, who plays a nice switch over to Paqueta, who's got loads of space, but he couldn't quite get the control. It was heavy, but thankfully Tottenham pass forward was very awkward. We come away in possession again. These are the opportunities we have to make the most of. Because when we do commit, Tottenham will destroy us on the counter-attack if we don't make the most of these opportunities. And at least get it out for a goal kick, let alone a corner or an opportunity. So we have to create something from this. Emerson going on one of his marauding runs. It's nicely done. He plays it into Kudus, who I think is offside. But Kudus is there. 1v1, hits it. Okay, it was offside in the end anyway. Jesus Christ. I was about to say, what an unbelievably wasted chance. Thankfully, he was offside. Emerson, that's the good side of his runs. Yeah, Kudus goes really early. How are you, by the way? I hope you're well, bro. Lisa, I haven't seen you in a hot minute. A hot mop minute. That's the good side of Emerson's marauding runs. He wiggles his way into a really nice position there, just goes weaving his way through. And then the flick through for Kudus as well. He goes a little bit early, which I'm not entirely against. I know there was like a lot of backlash against Cornet's offsides, for example, last season. And I was never necessarily against it because, you know, playing on that last line, you can only be offside so many times. At one point, they're going to get caught out. You're going to be 1v1. Like in that instance where we were just 1v1, but Kudus, obviously, they've been told to raise the flag after the end of passage of play for some reason. Don't know why still to this day, but there we go. The finish at the other end was awful. It was awful. But yeah. Throw from Sufal, as per usual. Spurs now have the ball. You know, it's just the way we do throw-ins. Tempted to play it forward. Paqueta does really well there. He should have... Maybe we didn't give him the options. One of the problems with Paqueta losing out the ball in those sort of areas is because he's so good on the ball that we almost don't give him the options he needs. So when he does manage to wriggle past his guy, we just expect him to be able to do something magic with it, and he just can't because there's just no options. So he can't even get a relief pass out of it. So we instantly lose out the ball and Tottenham regain it. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. Grass, looks incredible, doesn't it? I know it's a random thing to say. We're currently getting a shot from above because Lucas Paqueta is down. Probably should have said that. Lucas Paqueta is down, holding his calf, and we're getting. I think Pablo Fornals looks like he might be getting ready to come on potentially. David Moyes is currently saying instructions to him, and he's taking in some instructions. Pablo Fornals, whether or not he's going to come on right now or not, I don't know. But we were just getting a top-down view of Paqueta who was lying on the floor, and the grass at Tottenham looks pristine. You gotta give credit where it's due to the groundsman keeper because that is some pristine looking grass. It's an interesting point the commentator's making about just the fixture congestion, about how we've already played, I think he said 4 or 6 more games than Tottenham have this season alone because they don't have European football. It is kind of crazy when you think about how many games we're playing right now. It's just an insane amount of football for the last 3 years. Big ball forward. Sufal tries to cut it out, but it ends up landing at the feet of Lo Celso, whose shot was thankfully not very far away from Fabianski's hands, who palms it away. Battle from Alvarez to try and get that one. Nice flick from Emerson into the path of Alvarez, who tries to just stick his foot out. It was a little bit ahead of him. And Tottenham recollected the ball, but he's done well there. Paqueta's still off the pitch, but looks like he's probably going to come back on. He's had the rub all over his leg, and he looks like he's going to come back on now. Fabianski, big boot forward. Nobody, of course. Basically, Fabianski passes it to Tottenham centre-backs. Yeah, love to see it. I think he seems to be coming back on. He's had all that cream stuff rubbed on his... It looks like his shins more than his calves or anything. It looks more like his shins. So I don't know what's going on, but we'll see if he stays on. But Fornals was definitely receiving instructions from David Moyes. Like, they were deep in conversation. Well, I say deep in conversation. David Moyes was saying stuff at Fornals while he seemed to be getting ready. So I suspect he might potentially be warming up right now, just in case Paqueta does have to come off. He's walking around at the moment. He doesn't seem to be moving gingerly at all. So we'll see how that one plays out. Is it icy hot? Is that what it is? I never know what it is. You just get a bunch of cream and just rub it all over them. I've got no idea how it works. Ward-Prowse, good interception, plays it into Bowen. He tries to flick it into Kudus, who's... Bowen not having a great game. Unfortunately. It sucks, but it is what it is. Given the fact that he's so vitally important to us being able to get anything out of this, he's having a poor game. And that, again, he had the time there, just tries to look up and flick it into the path of Kudus, and it's just too ahead of him. It's not a thing, really, is it? Play forward. Emerson looking to try and cover off Kulusevski on the right-hand side for Spurs. Looking to try and work his way inside, and there's just a wall of claret shirts that says no. Souček manages to chest it away. Jarrod Bowen looks to try and flick on. Flipping Christ. Jarrod Bowen tried to flick the ball into the path of Kudus, who can't quite get there, and Spurs 1-2 pass quickly into the path of Johnson, whose shot just wasn't... he's well offside as well. So no, it wasn't. Son was the one who was offside. Johnson actually was in a decent position. Yeah. Yeah, I can respect that. Favorite root vegetable? Is a potato a root vegetable? They're probably a potato, but I can... Carrot. I love a carrot, you know. I can eat carrots all day. Raw, cooked, I'm happy with a carrot, you know. Played out wide from James Ward-Prowse. Soufal, that's not a bad cross, and forces the punch from Vicario as Jarrod Bowen tries to make it happen, but the resulting thing goes out for a goal kick. It wasn't a great cross from Soufal, but it's put into that danger area, and Jarrod Bowen was trying to charge onto the end of it. Couldn't quite make it happen. We win the ball up again in fairly nice position. Or Paqueta just with an awful pass, although Jarrod Bowen's going to pick it off anyway. Tries to find some space for the cross, can't quite make it work, and Vicario collects it under a little bit of pressure from James Ward-Prowse. And not Thomas Souček. James Ward-Prowse is definitely the one who's been told to go forward today, and not Thomas Souček. Definitely getting into those much more advanced positions. Thomas Souček staying deep. We're seeing James Ward-Prowse linking up a lot, for example, on the right-hand side with Soufal and getting involved in play in advanced areas. Kulusevski playing it back to Højbjerg, looking for the 1-2. He gets blocked off by Alvarez. He wants the foul. Oh, nice flick there from Paqueta into the path of Emerson, who's looking for... There's just no options. And he looks up and raises his hands as Spurs win the ball back. Emerson, wake up. Wake up, please. Jesus Christ, that was awful from Emerson. I get why he's doing it out of frustration, but, bro, you don't have the time on the ball. You don't have the time in the game to just be able to stand there and go, oh, what are you doing then? Give me a pass. I get it. He's the right thing to do. I get why he's annoyed, and I agree with him. But you don't have the time to stand there for ages being like, oh, what am I going to do with that? Like, I get it, but you're one of the key defenders in this side right now. Get back. Stop standing there complaining like an idiot. Please, I beg. Tottenham have a corner. Unsurprisingly, from the space that Emerson left. Shocking. Shocking. 5 minutes until half time. Whipped in from Tottenham. Thankfully, that time it was poor, and Edson easily heads that one away. Comes back out to the right-hand side for Tottenham. Basuma looking to play it in from that half space. Lays it into Romero, who's so far forward. Lo Celso looks to try and whip it into the back post, and Fabianski comes and punches that one well. Kulusevski goes for the hit, but there's so many claret shirts in the way. Basuma again. Way over. Way over. Fabianski did well there to get a block. Came flying out with a really strong punch. It's nicely done from Fabianski there. Under pressure, makes the right decision, punches it well. You love to see it. Basuma's shot from range, way over. Yeah, I think we have one. I think we have one Baby Bell, and then I got oranges actually earlier today, so we have orange as well. If we saw it's necessary. Commentator just said he knows David Moyes quite well, and quote, he's easily annoyed. Which, don't disagree with, he seems to be that. After he kicked the ball at that ball boy that one time. It's well cut out from Souček. We'll take that free kick. Thank you very much. We'll take that. Thank you very much. Kudus gets the control, and Basuma just came clattering into him. He seems annoyed that they got a free kick there. I mean, I'll be honest with you. You didn't even get anywhere near the ball, Reggie. that was big boot forward. Thankfully, I don't know why we bothered with it, but thankfully Paqueta managed to keep his head onto it and we keep possession. Whereas our long balls have been awful so far today. Alvarez looking for a cross-field one to Kudus. Nicely done. Good control from the pair of Ajax players. Kudus cuts inside. Someone's down in the box. This is Souček, I think. Gets back up. Kudus managed to run it across the entire length of the pitch almost, and then tried to play it to Lucas Paqueta, who was just stood in an offside position, so doesn't bother to even touch the ball. And then, frankly, a lazy press from all of the players involved, and Tottenham can climb away with the ball, and then we have to reset into a defensive position. It's just the basic stuff. It's just the basic small things that we're just not getting right. It's not overly complex. Brennan Johnson tries to take on Soufal, beats him. The cross into the box was in a decent position, but there was no one there, and again, easily cuts it out. Kudus, run with it. No, don't turn around and look backwards, my G. Look forward. Free kick, which we'll take. Thank you very much once again. Udogi, that one. Against Soufal. He's having a battle today. It's played into him, and it's just a little barge from the back. Easy free kick. We'll take that. Kudus has switched on to the right-hand side now with Jarrod Bowen down the middle, which, to be honest, I think is the correct thing to do. I don't know if that's going to stay for the rest of the half or whether that was just in that moment, but I think is the right thing to do. Trying to look across the team, and yeah, it seems like they've done that. Just because Jarrod Bowen was at least getting touches of the ball, whereas Kudus wasn't, and frankly, Jarrod Bowen is not having a good enough game to be the guy who has everything to do. He's playing quite poorly, in my opinion, so far. So defensively, he's getting into good positions and he's doing his job. But from an offensive standpoint, I don't think he's playing well enough. So I'm happy to see Kudus getting out there. And look at that. He battles well, wins out the ball, and then can run into the box. And then whips it into the back post in a good position. And Paqueta, the header significantly wide. But again, that is exactly why you want to switch those two players. That is exactly why you want to switch those two players. Because Kudus is actually doing things and is actually capable of creating things where Jarrod Bowen just isn't today. Ball gets played into it. It's not that great a pass into the path of Kudus, but he has to fight with Ben Davies to win it. Does, bodies him, turns around, whips in across into a good position, and Lucas Paqueta with a header completely wide. Really well done from Kudus. If we're going to get anything out of this game today, and I mean anything, it is going to be Mohamed Kudus, because Paqueta's not having a good game, Jarrod Bowen's not having a good game, and outside of that, we have no one else going forward. So Emerson's playing all right offensively, defensively. I'm not happy with his performance. Soufal's having a fairly decent game. He's got a difficult job today, Soufal, but he's doing it well enough. James Ward-Prowse in offensive positions isn't playing too bad, but yeah, if something's gonna happen, it's gonna be through Kudus. So I'm glad we switched him out to the right hand side because we need it. As much as Jared Bowen is not a striker and does not work in that position, out of the two of them, we need Kudus on the right hand side. Ball tries to get dinked in from Spurs, but it's easily cleared away from Aged. But again, literally no one forward. No one forward whatsoever. Two minutes of additional time to play. 2 minutes of stoppage time. Spurs looking to try and counter attack and play it quickly out to Brennan Johnson on the left hand side, who tries to go for the shot. Thank you very much. Bad decision from Brennan Johnson there, straight into the hands of Fabianski. Not even close to being a scary shot. Weird play from us there. Very weird play from us. The Spurs can come away with the ball in a good position. The Celso is going to play it in. Thankfully, the pass was beyond Kulusevski, but really weird decision from us. We decided to play it short from a goal kick, which I'm not against. I think that's a fair decision because our long balls have been crap today for the most part. Unless you're switching the play out to Kudus on the right or Soufal on the right. They've been wank. Don't bother doing them. But instead, we play it short to, Thomas Souček, that famous playmaker who plays it out into an awkward position when we instantly use the ball out. It seemed like a very bad decision, but there we go. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm going to take as long as possible with this goal kick. Fabianski goes long to the left-hand side. Looking for Paqueta. Can't quite find him. Alvarez, who stood on that back line, just tries to chase him down. We try to press a little bit of Tottenham. Basuma with a nice little quick 1-2, and they can come away with it. Kulusevski and Basuma linking up a bit more down the right-hand side, trying to flick their way in. Edson does well just to get a foot on that one to stop Kulusevski from being able to pull the trigger on a shot. It's played out to Lo Celso, who tries to pull it across. Jesus Christ, that just hit the post. That just hit the post. Kurt Zouma almost just scored an insane own goal. Ball gets played across from the right-hand side. They dribble it across all the way to the other side. There's a through ball to Lo Celso on, who's crossed into the boxes. He has to get a block on it, Kurt Zouma, but his block is awkward. It comes flying off his shin and connects with the outside of the post. Jesus Christ. It's going to be a corner, but it could have very easily been an own goal. My Lord, Kurt Zouma's got away with that one a little bit. So, if we're being honest. Crossing from Porro from the corner. Jesus, how are we... There is, thankfully, the halftime whistle. How are we so bad at the fundamentals? That's my big question right now. Everything else about that half played out almost exactly as I thought it was. Almost exactly as I thought it was. But it's just the fundamental small things that we should be good at. And I know what the answer is. The answer is we're horrendously out of form. So when you're horrendously out of form, the fundamentals are the first thing to go. Right? I get it. Like losing out from a corner like that is just basic problems, Little things, just little basic things are the problems that we have in this side right now. Outside of that, the half played out exactly as I expected it to. Tottenham heavily in favour possession-wise, doing exactly what I thought they would do. We're doing exactly what we thought we would do. And like I say, when you're playing counter-attacking football, it's difficult when you don't have people in form because you need people. And Jared Bowen's a perfect example of this, who was just playing awfully there. He's getting opportunities on the right. He's getting opportunities to collect the ball or play the ball or whatever. And just every single time, either making the wrong decision or just losing the ball out for silly little basic small things that are crap. And that's the sort of stuff that when you're out of form in a counter-attacking side really, really hurt you, because you're going up against a team like Tottenham who are going to have almost all of the possession possible. You are going to need to make those chances and those moments work, which means I'm very happy that Kudus moved out onto the right-hand side, because frankly, Kudus in that position did well. What did he have? Like one chance out wide in that position after they switched, and instantly almost created a goal, which if Paqueta had any more ability heading, he might have actually been able to get at least on target as opposed to 10 feet wide, it felt like. Just I mean, how do you feel, Gio?
It's one-way traffic. They obviously deserve their lead, but
let me put it this way. I think they're both lucky to have the lead, but it's also 100% deserved, if that makes sense.
It's deserved because of the overall amount of play they've had rather than creating any clear-cut chance. It's almost like you've had enough opportunities, and you've done enough good stuff in possession that you deserve the goal, rather than you create a clear-cut opportunity in order to get a goal. I actually think going forward, we're not doing too bad. I think we've got the right idea in regards to getting the ball out wide and getting it in behind their defence. The issue is, I think Kudus looks good. I think Bowen looks busy. I think Paqueta looks like he can't be arsed, and I think that's part of the problem. The link-up play in the final third is horrific. I think that's the problem. Like I said, I think the idea is there, but the composure and the teamwork isn't. I think, sometimes you've got the ball out wide, you've got Sufan to good crosses, but there's either been nobody in the box or the cross has been poor. Kudus has been offside a couple of times when he hasn't needed to be. So I think like I said, the idea is there. It's just making it work isn't there, and that's the problem. I think there's a goal in us. The only problem is I think there's at least another one goal in Spurs as well.
Yeah, I think I by and large agree with that. I think Jared Bowen has been crap going forward, but I think defensively he's been good. I think towards the end of that half, I was happy to see him and Kudus switch, because Kudus is the one player who I felt like if we were going to do something, it would be because he meant it. I feel like everything else felt really laboured, and like Jared Bowen's passing I felt was off, and his position, he was just losing out on things I wouldn't usually see him lose out on, and it just wasn't working for him out wide, where the second we switched him and Kudus was found with the ball out on that side, he instantly created a beautiful opportunity for Paqueta, who obviously ends up heading it wide. Like you say, Paqueta I don't think he's just not on it.
It looks like he can't be arsed, Charlie.
I don't think I personally wouldn't say that, because I just think it's the thing that it would always be said of him, just because the way he moves and stuff. I just think it's just he's just out of form. He's been crap for the last couple of games.
At one point, Emerson lost the ball and he was just walking, and they were breaking down that right hand side, and he was just strolling back.
Oh, I agree, but he always does that. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't see him charging. That's why I'm trying to say. I don't see that side of his game being much difficult than usual. It's just he's also playing awfully, which does not help, and he has been for a couple of games now. I don't think we've seen the best of Paqueta for at least the last
since international
3 games.
break. The post-international break,
Sure.
We've seen him in glimpses. We've seen a pass here and there, which reminds you of his ability, or he gets the goal against Olympiacos, for example, which reminds you, that game against Olympiacos, I thought he was poor, but he scored a fantastic goal. So that's what he can do, and that's why he'll stay on the pitch, because of what he might do rather than what he is doing, whereas other players will stay on because of what they are contributing to the game. It might be lesser players in ability, but they're making up for it with work ethic. I'm not necessarily referring to anyone at West Ham tonight, just in general. But he'll stay on just in case he does something, assuming he's not injured.
Yes, of course. And that's my problem is I'll say this and I'll run off, but like you look towards the bench, right, in that sense. Fornals, I think, is a decent sub in terms of he'll change the way the game is played and the pace of it, but like the change there is like it depends who you're bringing them on from where. Ben Rama, whatever, it just is what it is. I don't think he's going to be much use. Ings won't be. Mubama can maybe provide a presence up front that we don't have, but like, do you know what I mean? It's just not
popped on the screen. There's not loads. You can't have Ings, right? If I see Ings coming on, my head will explode, right? This is the worst game that you could bring Danny Ings on, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Really like the front four, the first four outfielders, no defense. So like you said, Fornals, Benrahma, and Mubama is the only 3 players left. I think if you bring on Mubama, you might have to put Kudus over on the left, put Mubama down the middle, but you know what? Mubama will put a shift in if you put him out wide. We've seen it for the under 18s and 21s. Yeah. He can do it. He prefers to be central, but he can do it, and he will do it. Whether he's experienced enough, I don't know, but actually this is maybe where you can perhaps take advantage of Spurs having a relatively inexperienced left back this evening, but that's Kudus and Bowen's best position, arguably, so you don't want to put Mubama in that one. Benrahma, he'll slow the play down, but at least he'll be quite direct in some extent. You get to the edge of the 18-yarder pretty quick. It's when he's there he can be a bit slow. For now, the work ethic's there, but that's about it. You'll be bringing him on with a hope that he's got something about him, but in terms of confidence that he's going to come on and change the game, it's not.
I think it's the passing now he'll change, right? Paqueta, when he collects the ball, he's going to collect it, and you know what he likes to do? He likes to control it, and he wants to drag people towards him to try and get them pressing up against them to create a bit of space. Then he wants to flick it to someone. Emerson, usually he's not really getting those options today, but you know what he wants to do? Fornals, when he gets the ball, he's going to turn around and instantly look forward and be like, right, where can I boot this? And look, I'm not saying that's going to be.
The problem is he's only got 2 players to aim for in Bowen and Kudus, because he's the third one.
Right. right? That's the big problem. But we saw in the last, what was the last game? Whichever game it was where he came on, where that was actually useful. And that could be potentially useful in just going, we need to counterattack now. We need to get forward with the ball. We can't, let's not dilly-dally with this. Let's just go forward, because he will end up receiving balls in those positions. But I don't know. I'm going to run to the toilet. I'll be back in a second.
All right, cheers, Charlie. Right, let's see what you're all saying in the live chat. Peter said they could be playing without a goalkeeper and we couldn't score. Mark said it's not great when our most dangerous-looking player is Emerson. I think Kudus is playing well. I think he's lost the ball a couple of times, but I think he's looked quite dangerous getting forward. Like I said, I think we've had some bits and pieces in the right areas. We're just not doing very well. James is asking why we're talking about the subs, because we're football fans. We're West Ham fans. That's what we do. We're a fan channel. We're just talking about what we'd like to see happen. That's all. Alan says all the subs have not had time on the pitch, lack of game time. John's asking where Cornet is. We don't know. We're hoping he's injured. He's not on the bench anyway. Possibly he's injured, but KM says the game is done. Take Bo and Paqueta and Ward-Prowse off, bring on Mbama, side and things. Well, it's not done. I disagree with that. It's 1-0. They're all over us. Don't get me wrong. We are struggling, but it's 1-0. So we've still got a chance. We only need one half decent chance. We've got Kudus and Bo, and both are pretty clinical thus far. If we can get a chance to one of those, I know I'm aware it's a big ask. But I just don't. The game being done, I can't agree with that at all. I mean, if Spurs go 2-0 up after 50 in 10 minutes in the second half, then I might agree with you. But at this point, I can't agree with that. Infinitely says the team looks tired, especially Paqueta. Moyes' lack of rotations come back. They do look a little bit. I did think for the last 5-10 minutes we were looking a little bit tired and we were getting a bit lazy. You know, at one point Bowen was waving at Souček to come over and cover for him because he was just huffing and puffing trying to get back. Roger says woeful. Kudus apart, we look dire. Let's have a little look. Stevie says they've waltzed into our penalty box over a dozen times. They're hungry for another goal, right up to injury time. We're hungry to hang on, not concede a second. Clues. Can't disagree with that part. Alan says a big diagonal from left to right is key. I agree with that. Soufal's got forward and got into space, not done anything with it. James and a couple of other people, Richie, have all said that Everton have just taken the lead at home to Newcastle. I just deleted the league table, unfortunately. We're not, if we get something from this, we're not too far behind, but I don't think we will. Jonathan says, will we concede like we have every game in the first 15 minutes of the second half? Probably. But don't worry, Jonathan and others, don't worry, because they're not eating a pie at half time. I mean, imagine asking the manager about something that keeps occurring, which is we concede early on in the second half often. And his response is, I'm aware of it. I'm trying to work it out, but we're not eating a pie. It's a bit of a strange response, isn't it? Nathan says, time to admit Paqueta isn't good as you think he is. No top team's going to want him. We're stuck with him. I mean, Man City did want him. If he didn't have a betting allegation, Man City would have bought him for 85 million. So he's good. He's good. I think he's a good player. He's just not playing good at the minute, but he's still a good player. I would argue Paqueta would shine a lot more at Man City than he does at West Ham because of the way Man City. I tell you what, Paqueta would shine for the way Spurs are playing. If you look at how Lo Celso moves around for Spurs and gets the ball and stuff, and you imagine that was Paqueta, I think he would perform a lot better for those types of teams. Paulie says Paqueta's out of possession, as are most others. Ward-Prowse only on pitch for set pieces. Tell you what, does anyone think Zuma should have done a little bit better than that header, by the way? I know Vicario was there practically punching him in the head, but it was almost like the goal was there. Just get enough on it, and it's in the back of the net. I thought it was a very underrated header, a very underrated chance, if you like. They looked at him like, meh, good goalkeeping, let's move on. Chris, thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, no one's tracking their man. Spurs are playing rondos around us right now, and it's embarrassing. Bo needs to improve. It is a little bit tedious watching them play those triangles around our pitch. They get up the pitch quite quickly and easy too. Bankini, are people really prepared to accept that from Paqueta? People pay to watch this, pay his wages, and thinks he's Billy Big Bollocks. A disgrace. Nobody should be allowed such a performance. Well, I don't think everybody is. I came on, I just said he's been crap. He doesn't look like he's arse. And to be fair, I think he's coming for a lot of criticism. Again, I'm only referring to subscriber comments. I don't speak for everyone, just what I read from people. I think a lot of people have been a bit annoyed with him over the last few games, actually. But because we're lacking in quality, it's sort of like, well, look at the alternatives. It's on your screen now. That's your alternatives. You want Paqueta off, you're bringing on one of those ones, and you look at that and think, I'll just stick with what I've got, please. And we have Freak says we're so slow on the ball. No wonder Kudus is offside all the time. Peter says Moyes will say Thursday, Sunday matches affecting us. Well, this is possibly, but Tottenham also played Sunday, just like we are this week. I know they haven't done so far this season, but well, we'll take the squad then. You can't have it both ways. Artel says West Ham can't play swift one-touch transition football. We'll keep hoofing it. It's coming right back. Che says Paqueta's world class, just gone missing lately, especially tonight. David said, I'm so bored of this football. We're served up week after week. Talent, and all we do is defend. If we're attacked how we defend, we'd be pushing the top six. If the game's finished at half time, we'd be near the top of the table. That's David Moyes' words, not mine. Statistically, he's correct. But what he does
did he start with Oi as well? Did he start it with Oi as well?
No, but statistically, while he's correct, the counter argument is, well, if we only counted games from the second half, we'd be near the bottom of the table. But he's just ignored that bit because it didn't really suit his argument, did it? So,
yeah, but that's what you do, Gio, when you're trying to make an argument. You just say the things that suit you specifically and ignore all other information whatsoever, you know?
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
We are. Hey, we're getting close to filling up Upton Park, Charlie. Let me just get the old calculator out. 3, 5,
I was going to say, I wonder how close we were.
Minus 34927. 85 subscribers away from filling up Upton Park. So nice. If you're watching this right now and you haven't subscribed, please do. It's free. It takes 2 seconds.
We're very close. Dwight McNeil scored a banger, by the way. Have you seen that?
Is that who scored? I seen it. The live chat was saying it was 1-0.
Yeah, they've just shown a replay of it. Oh, decent little goal from Dwight McNeil. Didn't know he had it in him. Any last words as the team start coming out?
Just don't concede in the first 10 minutes of this half. Please do not concede. The last thing I want is 55 minutes. We're 2-0 down because then it's just game-setting match. Then
yeah.
While it's 1-0, we've got a small chance. It's small. It's a little one. I think there's a goal in us, but I think there's a goal in Spurs as well. And if they score first, then I don't think there's a goal in us. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know exactly.
Where we can score the next one and make it 1-1. Yeah. It's fucking game on then, Charlie. Kudus and Boyne, one of them. It has to be one of those two. There's no other way we're going to score bar Kudus and Boyne. I think one will set up the other as well, by the way. When I say one will score, I think the other one will be the creator.
That's a fair point, yeah.
So come on, Kudus and Boyne. Time for one of you two to do something.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, we'll see you at full time. If you want to hear more actual logic and thoughts and smart things, then make sure to come back full time. Where GB Live, little quick flicks around the back. We're looking to attack. Unfortunately, it lands to the weak foot of James Ward-Prowse, who manages to find Emerson on the overlap. Tries to play it in first time under pressure. It's the only really option he had. Doesn't quite work out. Came close though. But I think if you want to hear more from Gio, he will be back at full time for the full live match review. Should be at the end of this game. Lucas Paqueta, nice little flick on there to Edson Alvarez, who's on the overlap down the left-hand side, plays it inwards back to Paqueta. That's a nice ball into James Ward-Prowse, who's looking back for Paqueta. Just a little bit of miscommunication there, but it came close. Nice start. The concern, of course, is that it's going to put us under pressure when they win the ball back as we commit people forward. Zoom with a little bit of a hospital pass there, but not much options. Kudus remains out on the right wing as we start the game. Kudus comes in. Sorry, Song goes in, and that's a good block from Kudus. That's a very good block from Kudus. Good work. Good work. Right. First corner of the half goes to Tottenham. Kudus seems to have remained out on the right-hand side, which I'm very happy about. I'm very, very happy about. I think this is a different style of game for Jarrod Bowen up front, which he'd maybe suit him more than other games. when it is more about having a sort of winger up front style thing. As much as I don't like him up front, I think that's out of the two of them, I would much prefer him. Going to be whipped in. Thankfully, it's an awful corner. Sufal heads it away first time. Bobier plays it back out. Lo Celso wide on the left-hand side. Tries to ping it in. Headed away from Thomas Souček. Jarrod Bowen comes flying out to try and meet that. Spurs maintain possession of the ball. Played back out to that crossing position from where the corner whence came. 1-2. Shot from range. Way over. From Pedro Porro. Wait. Pedro Porro is going to be a goal kick. Goal kick. And as Geo said, subscribe if you haven't already, because we are attempting to fill Upton Park. We're incredibly close to be able to fill Upton Park with subscribers to Hammett's chat. It's insanely close right now. So if you haven't already, subscribe, because we do watch alongs every time we can. Most consistent fan channel in the game when it comes to doing watch alongs. So if you're looking for ready to watch a game, that's not a bad ball over the top for Emerson, who's committed forward. He was offside. That's why it was such a good ball forward. He was offside. But subscribe if you haven't already. Be like Kate. Okay, be like Kate. Subscribe. You know what I mean? Thank you, Kate, by the way. Appreciate it. But be like Kate. Subscribe. Ben Rama, thank you. It's very kind of you to say, bro. Very kind of you to say. Paqueta wins the ball back instantaneously. Spurs waste out the ball. Jarrod Bowen under pressure from Basuma, who does well, to be fair. Basuma does really well. Jarrod Bowen tries to fight for it. He just managed to keep that in as well, but then runs it out for a throw-in. Does incredibly well to stop that from going out from corner, and then instantly dribbles the ball out of play. But you know. It's very bold of you to assume that Mubama's actually going to come on at all, Richie. I would love it to happen, but it's very bold to say. Decore's got a second goal for Everton. They're 2-0 up against Newcastle, by the way. Sufal plays it into the path of Kudus. Can't quite do anything with it, and Spurs get the opportunity to come away with this one. Lo Celso under pressure from Souček. Sufal goes in for the double foul there. First one I don't think was a foul, but the second one was on Udogie. He's a great lad. He's an excellent lad. You know, he's a good dude. They play it out quickly to Johnson on the left, who's forced backwards. So far, second half has been better. The opening 5 minutes have definitely been better. That's not saying much. And that could all fall apart very, very quickly. As Gio said, if they get a second, it feels like we probably won't have a goal in us. But first half, second half has been better so far. Son looking to play it into Lo Celso, back to Son, looking to try and whip it out towards Johnson. It hits off Sufal's hand. The referee says no. It'll obviously go to VAR. I think his hand was by his side. In real time, no replays. I think it's... Zoom in out is an awful pass, but it happens. I think his hand is by his side and it's way too close to be a thing. However, Paqueta, he loses out on the ball. Thankfully, Spurs try to overplay it to the point where he can collect it. He then goes for an insane Hollywood pass, which Spurs can collect the ball easily from, and they can counter-attack down this right-hand side. Kulusevski up against Emerson. Can't quite find it. Romero, who's committed that far forward again. He's outside the area. He's further forward than most of their midfield. Kulusevski trying to take on Emerson, does really well there. And Edson on the ball. Lays it short to Emerson, who wins a throw-in. We'll be taking that. We'll be taking that. Looking again at the possible handball. Nah, not for me. Not for me. The header comes back across from Johnson, and I'll be honest, it looks like his arm is not only by his side, but it looks like it's almost behind his back. This is a good opportunity. Jarrod Bowen on the ball, out wide to Kudus, who's going to shoot from range. Don't shoot from range, he shoots from range. It's through to Jarrod Bowen! It's in! It's 1-1! Jarrod Bowen with the goal. I suspect it will go. I suspect this will go to VAR and it may be offside. We'll have to see what happens. But Jarrod Bowen has absolutely smashed that into the net. I was so disappointed that the shot came from range as well. The ball ends up to Bowen, plays it across to Kudus on the right, who dribbles his way into the inside, and it just looked like he had the blinkers and he was always going to go for the shot. And I was like, it's not going to happen. Don't go for it. He does. It deflects off, I think, 1 or 2 Spurs players and ends up at the feet of Jarrod Bowen, who's in the 6-yard box, well, just outside the 6-yard box, and smashes it home. Quick throw taken. Paqueta hoofs it forward. Jarrod Bowen fights with, I think, Romero for it, wins, plays it out wide to Kudus, cuts inside, looks for the shot, hits it. He's onside. It's 1-1. Let's absolutely go. Oh my God. Oh my God. I did say the second half has felt better than the first half did. Again, that's not an impressive, that's not some sort of deep insight. That's quite obvious. Obviously, it felt better. It's not that difficult to feel much better from the first half. But what a finish from Jarrod Bowen. It deflects off the Spurs centre-back, and then with his weak foot, Vicario was already flying across the other side to try and stop the Kudus shot. And then with his weak foot, Jarrod Bowen smashes it home. 1-1. Come on. Come on, game on. We just need to stay paying attention. Because outside of that one simple, stupid mistake in that first half where they scored really easily, they didn't really create that many clear-cut chances and weren't looking like they were going to score all the time. They were just looking like they were going to create an opportunity to score all the time. So as long as we can stay a bit switched on, keep on it, we actually genuinely have a chance of getting something out of this game. Which is mad to think about. After that first half, it's crazy to think about. Højbjerg tries something nice there with Basim. It doesn't quite work out. Jarrod Bowen. Yes. Yes. Bro, you 100% said it. 100% said it. I literally, you might not have heard me. I literally was just saying you said the exact thing. Kulusevski goes for the kick pass round. Doesn't quite work out. We win a friend. Come on. Come on. Come on. 35 minutes to go. Right, long throw from Emerson. Doesn't quite work out, but we maintain possession of the ball at least. The hoof away. Doesn't work out. It's going to be a quick throw to Tottenham. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Yeah, great reactions from Bren. Awesome stuff. Just literally instantaneous. Just switches. Just ball drops to him and he hits it so quickly. With Vicario out of good position as well. Or Bowen looking to try and fizz it across to Kudus. And that's the thing as well in the build-up, right? Is Jarrod Bowen being able to fight and create an opportunity. Again, these centre-backs are not the usual centre-backs that Jarrod Bowen goes up against who he gets completely bodied by. This is a much better situation for him as a striker. Again, I don't like him up front, but it's a much better position for him as a striker. And it lands to him and he just absolutely lashes it home, which is really nice to see. Top English scorer in the league so far this season with 9. Jarrod Bowen with almost 9 goals. Sorry, with almost 10 goals so far in the Premier League. In under half a season. Isn't that insane? For a season in which, you know, the vibe is the vibe. Oh, that's nicely done from James Ward-Prowse over the top. That's really nicely done for Sufal, who battles with it and wins it straight off the doggy, lays it short to Bowen, flicks it. James Ward-Prowse, Paqueta's there. The shot went wanting, but it was a really nice opportunity that we've just created. And I tell you what, that James Ward-Prowse ball over the top, first time pass is really nice. Something we don't really see enough from him. We saw it in the opening couple of games he played for us and haven't really seen it since. And then we were always just at a slight stretch looking to create the opportunity. And Paqueta was the one who was the guy who wanted to try and step up and take that shot as opposed to the others. He was in no better position than the others to really take it. And we probably should have tried to play one more pass in. We might have been overplaying it, but straight into the hands of Vicario. Out wide to Kulusevski. Got Pedro Porro on the overlap. Finds him. Emerson comes out to meet him. He does well, Emerson. Emerson's doing well. Emerson's having a decent game in that position. It's going to be a free kick. The referee waved the play on and they just waited to take the free kick instead. Which, to be honest, given the evidence of the corner from earlier, probably take that. Emerson, when he's been deep, when he's been in position, defensively, I think has been all right. Like I say, when he goes on these marauding runs, he still has that just thing inside his head that doesn't get him to track back quick enough. But when he's in those deep positions like that, I think he's been doing well. And he picks up a yellow card for that, but I think he did all right in that position. Ultimately, I think he did all right. Yeah, like I say, I don't think Paqueta was in any more right to take that shot than any of the others were. I don't know. The fact we even got a positive that we created the opportunity. It's going to be a free kick right outside the area for Tottenham, right outside the area. Lo Celso and Porro standing over it. Lo Celso to hit it. Tries to lay it short for Basuma to take a shot from the edge of the area, but Jarrod Bowen is flying in with the block. Thomas Souček now chasing down Udogie, and it just backed out of it when it looked like it was going all the way back to the goalkeeper. Paqueta, foul against Lo Celso. Don't think it was that deep, if we're being honest. Good block from Jarrod Bowen. Dives into it, sliding challenge, good slow-mo stuff there. Paqueta could have fouled Højbjerg there. I don't think he did, but Højbjerg goes down anyway. Tottenham tries to work their way forward. Paqueta battles for it, does well, lays it short to James Ward-Prowse. I'll tell you what, whatever David Moyes said to Paqueta at half-time has worked, because he's come out a different player. Again, he maybe took a shot when he shouldn't have taken it and stuff like that. He's still not exactly being Paqueta of his best, but he's fighting in a way he was not doing in the first half. Romero plays it wide to Højbjerg on the right. Tries to cut their way inside. Good block from Thomas Souček. Paqueta just backs out of that one when he's spinning. All of a sudden, Pedro Porro was on top of him. Porro's gone through him there. That's going to be a free kick. I saw lots of people saying Everton were 3-0 up, and I've just got a confirmation of it as well. Beto scored in the 96th minute to give them a 3-0 win. Pedro Porro gets a yellow card for his troubles for going right through Paqueta there. Ball gets played out to Paqueta. He flicks it on forward, and Pedro Porro, knowing what he's doing, just goes in late, cuts across him, clatters him. Easy yellow card. Easy yellow card. I'll give him that one. Don't get me wrong, it was a foul, but at the same time, my man made the most of it. Let's say it like that. Neither of them did. OC, neither of them did. They both did the build-up show, and Geo will be live at full time with a match review. And Gonzo will be doing his, I assume, match review on the forum channel at some point tomorrow, I believe. Maybe this evening. I'm not really sure when Gonzo will upload that. But they're both at home watching the game. Edson does well to win that one off Son. Play back to Fabianski. Big boot forward. He's looking again to that right-hand side for Kudus. Udogie does poorly with the header. Lands at the feet of Kudus. Hits so far on the overlap, he tries to cross it in. I tell you what, James Ward-Prowse getting in there. I enjoy James Ward-Prowse in a more advanced position than I have done. I think he's looked better today than he has done for a while, James Ward-Prowse. It's maybe that first 5, 6, 7 games or whatever it was with us. I think this is probably arguably the best he's looked since then, which isn't saying a lot because, again, I think he's been almost completely invisible for most of those games apart from corners, and he's going to go and take one now on the right-hand side, which means we're not going to see him play it into the exact same position we always do. He'll have to put it slightly somewhere else. Souček looking to try and take it. He's being man-marked by Son, whipped in. Can't quite make it work. Comes back out to Emerson, who dinks it back in first time. Flipping it. Kudus went for the overhead kick there. It deflects off someone's head and said, oh, that's a great cross. Oh, flipping it. That was... Going to get a second corner off the James Ward-Prowse whip there. Whipped cross in. I don't know, did it take a deflection of Højbjerg? Yeah, it did. I was going to say, because it whipped it in with some viciousness. And Vicario tried to reach across and couldn't stop it from going out. It was almost a Kudus overhead kick in the middle of all of that. Yeah, that's what I think, Em. That's exactly what I think. Whipped in from James Ward-Prowse again. Looking for Thomas Souček this time at a different area. First time wasn't towards Souček. Second time was in a different area. Soufal looking for the dink over the top. Beautiful opportunity. Oh, Souček is almost the one who gets the goal. I think it's offside. He was offside anyway, but Jesus Christ. Who was that who played it in? Was that Soufal? Soufal sees the space. Yeah, Souček's wild offside. It's a really nice ball over the top, but Souček was significantly offside, and he volleys it. Doesn't quite make it work. I tell you what, we're pressing Tottenham now. This is such a better second half. It's been all us. It's been all us for the last 10 minutes. The Spurs fans are getting really agitated here. They're starting to really harass the team, and they've managed to play their way out of it nicely. And this is the difference. They're going to counter-attack with pace now. They have a bit of space. Paqueta gets involved and stops it. It was a tactical foul. It was a tactical foul. It is what it is. He's going to have to be a little bit careful, but he is what it is. I mean, the Celso goes down ridiculously, as they always do, but yeah. So much better in the second half. So much better. This is where we're going to need to stay concentrating though, because Spurs will inevitably get periods of this game where they're going to be 90% possession like they were in the first half. There's going to be long periods of that. I don't know if this energy, what we're doing right now, is going to stay to there. We're going to have to be, when we are in those situations, be awake. Because we fall asleep once, Spurs will make you pay for it. Little quick, one-touch passing, one bit through the box, and it's going to make it happen. So you have to stay awake for it. But so far, this half, so much better. We've been better side by far in this second half. Højbjerg looking for Basuma, finds him, back to Højbjerg. Poor pass, good interception from Edson Alvarez. Paqueta takes a little bit too long, but manages to control the ball, finds Jarrod Bowen, does his classic running backwards, but the pass to Emerson is nice, who's someone who can dribble with the ball. Goes a little bit crazy there, but we keep possession of the ball. Soufal, nice ball forward to Kudus, who... There was an overlap there. Soufal a little bit disappointed that he doesn't get it. It's a poor pass from Kudus, and it's a great opportunity for Spurs. Thankfully, they tried to overplay it, and Zuma can calmly play it to Fabianski, who will just boot it long, which in that situation I'll take. Souček wins the header, but it's a flick onto nobody. He wins the second header as well, but it's a flick onto nobody. Bent ball out to the right-hand side, looking for Kulusevski. Edson's the one covering this time, and he does well, to be fair. Edson did really well there. He steps up a second time. Just don't dive in there. Don't dive in. He's in the box now, Edson. Chill. Played out to Basuma, who loves a long shot. He lays it to Lo Celso, who also loves a long shot. And they start just passing it around, just no options. This is so much... Whatever David Moyes said at halftime works, because the teams come out completely different. Like, the energy in them and the fight in them is just so different than it was in that first half. And Jarrod Bowen moving centrally was 100% the correct decision. Halfway through that first half, when they switched with Kudus, he's definitely suiting this a much better in that central position than Kudus was. And Kudus is suiting more out on the wide than Jarrod Bowen was. Jarrod Bowen does well to collect the ball there, lays it out wide to Soufal, flicks it onto Kudus. Nice. Oh, it was so close, but the flick back was nice. Kudus is pissed about it, but it was so nicely done. Again, it's just those little things, those little touches. And don't get me wrong, that one didn't work out there, but it's that little touch of... We're just slightly more awake when we're going forward on the counter-attack. Spurs on the ball once more. Basuma looking to try and play the ball forwards. Højbjerg back out to Kulusevski, who tries to whip it in, thankfully, straight into the hands. Straight into the hands. The people call for it. Quick the bell. There's enough people calling for it. Richarlison's looking like he's going to come on alongside someone else. I think that's Oliver Skip. They're looking to make 2 changes. But while they do that, bell pole is coming in because there are enough people calling for it. Spurs try to overplay it again. Thankfully, straight back to Fabianski, who boots it clear. Poll in the chat. 67 minutes is when we'll end that poll. Doggy going forward. The whistle blew a little while back, mate. A little while back, Maggie. Right, here come the subs for Spurs. They're going to make 2 at once. The first one is Richarlison, who's making his way over for Højbjerg. And I think Lo Celso's the other one coming off for Skip. So Skip for Lo Celso and Richarlison for Højbjerg. $15 seconds left at the poll. Whipped in. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Fabianski comes out and punches it well again. Another good opportunity. He's gone down uncomfortable. Spurs fans obviously very unhappy about it. Let's be honest, anything he does is not going to be welcomed by the Spurs fans, but he doesn't look comfortable. It was whipped in from Porro. Fabianski comes flying in. He gets clattered. Him and Souček connect heads. Souček's battling with Ben Davies for the ball. Romero's in there as well. Fabianski came in and punched it strongly, but it doesn't quite work out. Bell pull over. Let's see how that ends up. And with apologies to Dean, who you should all follow on Twitter and make sure to check out his mixes because they're very, very good. It is 71% yes, so I will be going and get it. And Dean, is someone who's had that norovirus before, I'm sorry, Maggie. I'm gonna go grab a mail. Hang on. As we spit it out. Last one. That's correct. There's only one left. That's correct. Spurs on the ball. Trying to work their way forward. There's one time we didn't need Fabianski injured to be now when Anang's the one on the bench and not Areola, but still. Whipped in. Oh my God, it's almost an own goal again. Jesus Christ. Ball gets played into a dangerous area and thankfully Aged's significantly less close than Zuma, but my God, it was still close. Aged sticks his foot out. It's those balls into that sort of no man's land position. Yeah, rough. In comes the whip from Pedro Porro from the resulting corner. Headed away nicely though that time. Laid down. Playing it out again. Whipped in from Porro once more. There is a header from Richarlison, and thankfully it's wide. Free header just behind him. Great cross in. And Richarlison finds that space between Soufal and Zuma. Zuma just loses track of him. Peels off. He gets a good connection with it, but he can't get the direction at all. Dean, avert your gaze for a moment, my friend. Shout out to India. Let's go. There we go. Right. We're back. Dean, you're good to look again. 20 minutes left. Skip plays it forward. Richarlison's taken up a more central role. Maro looking to try and find his way forward. Richarlison was calling for it. I'm interested to see how this affects it. Poor pass, and Kudus is the one who comes off the back of it, but there's just no options for him, really. He could have gone for a massive flick, but can't quite make it work. He's battling for it. He's trying hard, Kudus. It's not quite paying off, but he's giving it his best. Basuma misses out on the control again. Spurs just looking a little bit sloppy. Trying to figure out exactly what Spurs' formation is. Not that it really matters. It's basically the goalkeeper and then just 10 people outside of a box. But Richarlison has gone very central. Son looks to be playing off the left now with Brennan Johnson on the right. Ben Davies plays out to Son on the left. Soufal just stepped to him. I flicking it around at the moment, Tottenham. Romero looks like he's desperate to take a long shot, but instead plays it out wide. Porro looks to try and whip it in, just chested away from Aged. Nicely done. I think it was Aged. No, I think it was Emerson, actually. Jared Bowen loses out the ball to Romero that time. Basuma out wide to Son on his left-hand side. Tries to flick his way in. 1-2 with Skip. It works. Basuma. Shot from Porro in. Fabianski he matches it. Maybe could have... I don't know. I feel like maybe he could have caught it or something there, but actually it came at him so quickly that he does well to react and just to palm that one away. They take the corner quickly here, Spurs. Late short, driven across again. Thankfully blocked. And now we can counter-attack. Kudus, go. Forward. We'll take a free kick instead, I guess, but flipping it. Spurs taking these free kicks and throw-ins and corners fast is definitely the right thing to do. So don't let us settle. Fabianski reacts well. The more I see that, the more I like how Fabianski reacted to that one. I can't lie. Okay, look. Here's the thing, Vincent, right? As a troll, I'm going to have to ban you. I'm going to have to ban you mainly because it's homophobic, right? So I'm just going to have to ban you off the bat. Bowen, almost shot in off the post. James Ward-Prowse second time. It's 2-1. James Ward-Prowse the goal. Let's go. That's why you want him in those more advanced positions. Oh, James Ward-Prowse scores. Just an awful mistake from Tottenham in defence. It's 2-1. James Ward-Prowse's initial shot hits off the inside of the post, but thankfully he collects it. Jared Bowen, who's in an awful offside position, and he can just slot it home into an empty net. Let's absolutely go. Let's absolutely go. Oh. They're passing it around at the back. It's poorly done. And Udogie plays it back. And Jared Bowen under pressure forces Vicario. And James Ward-Prowse first time hits it off the inside of the post. Second time it's in. Let's absolutely go. It's 2-1. Oh my God. What a second half. What a second half. And James Ward-Prowse getting a goal. I told you today he's been better than he usually has been. And I think it's him being allowed to be the more advanced out of the two of him and Souček. Jared Bowen's response to him shooting, by the way, was just his arms out wide, and then the second it comes back to him, and Jared Bowen runs out the way. Come on. 2-1. Well, my prediction of 1-1's out of war, so... As good as Udogie is going forward, at the back he's been very suspect today, and Spurs' passing in and around their area has been nervous, to say the least. James Ward-Prowse instantly getting in there against his opposite number, Son, doing well. Vladimir Coufal was looking for a free kick. He loses out on a throw, but he does well to stop that one. Come on. Right. 15 minutes to go. 15 minutes to go. Big hoof clear. Jared Bowen's going to chase that one down well. And they try to play it calmly there. Ben Davies into Romero. It's a bit of a dangerous pass. James Ward-Prowse just a little bit faster. Maybe could have got there, but he's not a fast guy whatsoever. He can't get the block. Okay. Okay. Again, just need to make sure we pay attention. What a second half. This has been so much better. Kudus loses out on the ball to Udogie, but instantly goes charging back after him. Just need to stay awake. Davis strides forward. He looks for the chip into the box. Johnson hits it first time considerably wide. His finishing today has been quite poor. It's not one to say the bell works. What time to be like? His shooting today has been poor, Brennan Johnson, and that's another good example. All from a Jared Bowen press as well. You love to see it. And again, James Ward-Prowse being into those areas. Don't get me wrong. I think Thomas Souček would do similar things in those roles. He might, the first shot, I don't know, but he would do similar things in those roles. But come on. Hughes, for the $5. Thank you very much, Hughes. It's very, very kind of you, bro. You did not need to do that whatsoever. Did not need to do that whatsoever. Let me get your name. Jared Bowen battling for that one, loses out in a physical battle. He goes down. Spurs continue their play forward regardless. Had so many that I might break the bar. I'll have to double check. But Hughes, thank you very much, sir. Very, very kind of you. Porro to whip this one in. Does. Wide from the right-hand side. TOTWHU gets the header away. Handball against Kudus, apparently. Son kicks it towards, goes to the far side, kicks it back. I mean, it hits him on the arm. Personally, that's not a handball for me, but it hits him on the arm, so you can't really have too much arguments about it, as much as I don't think it's correct, but yeah. Right, free kick in a decent area for Tottenham, crossing position. Kurt Zouma is screaming at his defenders to get into position. He's screaming at Emerson and a couple of other people to find their men to get into position. Played in, header away from Paqueta is decent. It's going to be a throw into Spurs, but in a deeper position than they once were. Nicely done. They're going to take this quickly to Doggy as they try to work their way forward. Well cut out there from Emerson. The ball, through ball free, and he gets in there. Paqueta just waits for him to join him, and he does. Plays it through. Jared Bowen maybe should have gone for that run a little bit earlier, but we still maintain it. And Jared Bowen cuts back onside. He's going to collect the ball here. He does really well. Vicario's backpedaling. We're in a decent position, but Spurs have the numbers back. Jared Bowen looking to cross. Oh, it's in a nice position. Maybe a bit overhit for everyone, but Kudus is the one who collects it at the far post. The options weren't there. Souček has gotten into the box in the meantime. So foul. Kudus. Is he going to shimmy and cross? He is. That one not as good as the others, but a clear away from Spurs. It's going to be a throw-in. It's going to be a throw-in. 11 minutes to go. Plus stoppage time, obviously. TOTWHU's going to load up the long throw instead. He definitely should be pushed further back, by the way. Which he wasn't. Mad. Long throw forward. Zuma's battling for the ball in there. Can't quite get it. Counter-attack is going to be dangerous here. Richarlison goes down. That's going to be a yellow for James Ward-Prowse, isn't it? Yeah, yellow card for James Ward-Prowse for a professional foul. That's right. We've had the bell. There are no more bells. There's oranges, but there are no more bells. So we had the bell. We scored, and unfortunately, we don't have any more. There's oranges, but that's it. Did I hear that right? Did I just hear? Did the commentator just say that Spurs, the first time in the last 4 games they've scored first, they haven't won any of those matches? Is that true? I know I've been picking up on them like conceding a lot and stuff, but I didn't notice that was the case. Is that the case? Oh, Kudus does really well there. Flicks it onto Bowen first time. It was close. Oh, he wins the ball back well there. Ball forward from TOTWHU. Yes. Kudus can't quite get there, and he's looking a little bit worse for wear because he could have just hounded him down there, but didn't. 10 shots on target for us. 10 shots on goal today, 4 on target. They had 18 and 7. So not doing that badly in terms of shots wise. Obviously they've done significantly more, but not doing that bad. Mad. That's crazy. That's crazy. Spurs tried to play it across, and James Ward-Prowse clears it to Jared Bowen. He's going to charge this one down. Go on, Jared. Takes on Romero, wins the throw-in. Love that. Cheers, Christian. Scream at linesman as you like. Mate, you're wrong. We take that. Yeah, I agree. He was one of the few players in the first half I was genuinely really happy with his performance. At second half, he's come out and done exactly the same, but more. Jared Bowen picks up the ball from the throw-in. He's just crowded out instantaneously there. A classic West Ham waste of a throw, but there we go. Son's gone down here. Under no challenge or no foul from anyone, by the way. He passed the ball away and just crumbled to the floor. I'd be surprised if they don't kick the ball out here, Spurs. They carry on the play regardless. Ball gets played in. It deflects off Emerson the cross. They take the throw in quickly. I don't know if Son's back up yet. Trying to work their way forward. Kulusevski plays it into Basuma. They're still passing it around, and I still can't see Son. He's up now. He's limping though. I'm surprised Tottenham didn't pass that one out for him. I'm going to be honest with you. They had the ball. They had all the opportunity to, and they just didn't. He's limping a bit, although he seems to be moving a bit better now. He's going to receive the ball now wide on the left, and he just lays it short first time instantaneously to Udogie. Is he going to do the same thing again here? Yeah, I think so. I think Son might be injured because he's playing it. He's playing a little bit awkwardly and he's moving a bit awkwardly. Played out wide to Pedro Porro, looking for the cross. Good block once again from Paqueta. They're going to make 2 more changes. Tottenham here. Basuma's the first one who's coming off. Johnson as well. For Hill and Sarr. That's definitely not a formation they're playing, but, you know, we move. Good interception from Paqueta. Tries to flick it off first time poorly, but the interception was nice. Played out once again to Pedro Porro. Paqueta battling for it. Flicked into a good position, and thankfully Fabianski's equal to that. But that was scary. That was scary. Pedro Porro gets in around the back, and he puts it into that again. Just those crosses in that 6-yard box. Just constantly a terrifying prospect. And Hill was arriving. Thankfully, Fabianski collects strongly, but big boot forward. Jarrod Bowen trying to battle in the air for it, loses out. It's going to be a free kick. GP, thank you very much for the £2, my G. Listen. You know what I mean? Listen. I haven't been checking if the top's broken, but this will probably break it, so. Play forward, looking for a Charlison. Thankfully, is equal to it. Fabianski. So what we'll do, just because I'm convinced that's going to break it. Let's do a bit of that. Just do a bit of that. Ball forward, Jarrod Bowen does well to win it. Running it to the corner flag. He's looking for options. He's got his arms raised as if where are the options. Lays it short to James Ward-Prowse, who arrives late. It's going to be a corner. We'll take that. Good work. 5 minutes, well, 4.5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. James Ward-Prowse is going to take it. It's in the position for the in-swinger. Souček's arriving. Zuma's in that space. We've got a short option with Paqueta, who, if you want to pass it short to anyone, is Paqueta, let's be real. Whether or not we actually do that or not is another question. Zuma's in the usual area. Souček is lurking at the back stick. He starts running across, looking for the near post. It's whipped into that area. Vicario, oh my God, Jesus Christ. It bounces up to the point where he can punch it a second time. And now Spurs look for the counter-attack. And Udogie does well, but I tell you what, Emerson does even better. Nice. Big hoof forward from Edson. Jarrod Bowen collects it. Flag goes up. I'm not sure about that one. I don't think that one was offside. Linesman said he was, but one of our players was definitely offside. I don't know who it was. It's tight. Maybe he was. Kulusevski picks up the ball wide on the right-hand side. Flicks it in. James Ward-Prowse gets a foot to it. It's not great. Kulusevski on the ball. Pulls it back. Was looking for Son. Can't pull the trigger. That one does, and it's... Don't know who it was. It was Sarr who hits it, and it's high and wide. Left wanting. Flipping it. 3 minutes plus stoppage time to go. I do feel a little bit like the thing that used to be able to call to tell you the time on a phone. Accurist, was that what it was? Song goes off with a Lees. Son, who looked injured the entire time doing that. And Pablo Fornals is going to make his way onto the pitch as well. For Mohamed Kudus. Mohamed Kudus, what a game he's had. What a game he's had. He goes off, Pablo Fornals comes on in his place. I think he's been looking tired for a little while. Bro, it's getting stress. Everyone subscribe. Everyone subscribe. Geo says so, so you have to do it. We're incredibly close to being able to fill Upton Park. So please, I beg. We're very, very close. He's looked a little bit leggy for a little while, could have. So taking him off and bringing on Pablo Fornals probably makes sense. Someone who's going to battle for it, defends well. Makes sense. I know, bro. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Subscribe if you haven't already, because of course we are the most consistent fan channel when it comes to watch-alongs. Even if this season we've been a bit wonky, that's my bad. But we are the most consistent. Whipped in, cleared away from Thomas Souček. So if you're looking for ways to keep up with the game, talk to people, celebrate situations like this, if it ends up happening, then make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. Nicely flicked away. Go on, Pablo on the ball. Looking to try and release it early. Does to Jared Bowen. And we win a free kick. We'll take that. We will take that all day. That's going to be a yellow card for Romero. Christian Romero gets his customary yellow. Pablo Fornals, it was a bit of an awkward pass from him there, to be honest with you. But the situation we take, we take. "30 seconds till stoppage time." Big ball forward from the free kick from Agad. Out wide to Paqueta. Nicely controlled down. Flicks it over the top of Pedro Porro nicely. Then tries to take it back on him. He's bullied by two people, but he still has possession of the ball here. Paqueta so much better in the second half than he was in the first. And he loses out, but battles for it and loses out to a goal kick. But nicely done. He does well. He does well. I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm doing stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just doing weird things at this point from nerves. Skip plays it back. 5 minutes of added time. 5 minutes of added time. Kulusevski looks to whip it in. Richarlison can't get control on the ball. Emerson just tries to header it away anywhere. Porro takes the ball forward. Edson meets him. Flicks it into Skip. Back out to Kulusevski on the right. Tries to pull it into Hill. Good block from Souček. It's rolls to Sarr, who tries to shoot from range. Good block. Jared Bowen goes flying, battling for it. Spurs can maintain possession of the ball, but we are fighting for every second of it. It's played into Brian Hill. Davis. Sarr. They're getting forced back slowly, Tottenham here. I think Romero has looked down on the floor. I don't know if he's got cramp or what. He's moving a little bit awkwardly, but he's still basically in our areas. Tottenham come forward once again. Kulusevski whips it into his strong foot, and then the cross is awful. We will take that. 4.5 minutes to go. 4.5 minutes to go. Just while I get the time, because I might forget. I know I forgot the other day. Thank you very much to GP, to Hughes, to Chris, to Fluffy Pythons back, to Tom, to Fortune's hiding down under TV, to ASOX, and to GP once more for the super chats. Helps us out massively. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video, because it helps. That also helps, and we've gone flying. I haven't even said to like the video already today, and we're almost at 500 likes right now. So thank you very much. Edson apparently got a yellow card build up for that, by the way. Richarlison begging for a yellow card there. Sorry for a handball there. It's not happening. Well done from again. Nicely done. It felt like an awkward challenge. His legs come flying in there, but he managed to stop it. They take the throw in quickly from Pedro Porro, short to Romero, who's still forward. Brian Hill playing it back to Skip as they begin the horseshoe. It's a horseshoe versus West Ham. You love to see it whipped in from Sarr. From range, it deflects off Edson. Kulusevski, good work from Jarrod Bowen. Jarrod Bowen flying forward. Paqueta apparently fouls Pedro Porro right outside the area. I don't know how that was a free kick, but it is right outside the box. Battling for everything there. Pedro Porro does well to take it through Jarrod Bowen really nicely. Oh, it's a foul against... Okay, it's against Jarrod Bowen. Okay, I see what it is. He did well there. It is a free kick. It is a free kick, and it's in a good area, a dangerous position. 3 minutes to go. Sorry, 2 minutes to go. 3 minutes on the clock. It's a free kick just outside the area. If it was straight on, then I would say it's potentially too close to get up and down. But the fact it's over to the right-hand side gives you that little bit of space where whoever ends up taking it, be it Pedro Porro, be it whoever else is standing over the ball to try and hit this one, probably has the space to get it up and down. Draft excluded James Ward-Prowse in position. Jarrod Bowen also an extra man on the wall. Pedro Porro hits it. Deflects. Thank Christ for that. He's asking for a handball. I think it's being checked by VAR. I don't think it... No, there's no handball there, thank Christ. No handball there. With 1 minute to go, I'll ask you, while this VAR stuff happens, it won't be a free, it won't be a handball regardless. I'll ask you for man of the match. Seeing as this at worst will be a draw at this point, I think it's sensible to say, let me know who you think your man of the match is, and as I read them out after the game, after the final whistle happens, then whoever wins will be the Havertz chat man of the match. VAR confirms no handball. Saying it hit him too high on the arm, which it looked like it did. He was also jumping up in a wall like this. It's like, where else is his arms going to be? Corner to take. Pedro Porro from our left-hand side, outswinger. Whipped in. Thankfully, no one gets a strong header on it. Brian Hill roaches at the far box. Jarrod Bowen chases him down. Sarr picks it up again from range. Kulusevski trying to work his way in. Romero trying to dribble the ball out the outside. Tell you what, it was a fancy flick, but it doesn't quite work out. And Emerson does really well to take the ball around. His clearance lands at the feet of Kulusevski, but Lucas Paqueta gets in there and then wins the free kick. Thank you very much. That is maybe my favourite... That's my favourite Lucas Paqueta going down way too easy situation I've ever seen. And Kulusevski is matching him, holding his face. I don't know whether he's trying to claim he was hit in the face or whether he's just that disappointed. That was disgusting from Lucas Paqueta. He goes in there, battles with Kulusevski. He gets tapped. He goes flying down. I still can't tell whether Kulusevski is trying to claim he was hit. The fact Lucas Paqueta looked up and smiled there. Full points. Come on, Lucas. It's the one. I hate the fact he does it, but in that specific situation, I think it's hilarious. Kulusevski's still down, but it doesn't really make a difference at this point. Game carries on. He's realised nothing's going to happen. He's going to try and get up now. Shock. Full-time whistle. West Ham United 2, Spurs 1. Thank you very much. Big Ange ball. In a bit, mate. In a bit. James Ward-Prowse, yes. Oh my god, we've actually done it. Okay, right. Where were these man of the matches? I can't believe we've actually done it. Bowen, Kudus. Bowen, Kudus, Alvarez, Glenn Hoddle, fair enough. Kudus, Bowen, Kudus, James Ward-Prowse, Emerson, Bowen, Emerson, Kudus, James Ward-Prowse, Kudus. Champion's chat man. You know what I mean? James Ward-Prowse, Moyes. I think it's really close between Bowen and Kudus. I'll probably just give it to Bowen. Congratulations, Jarrod Bowen, on winning the Havertz chat man of the match award. Kulusevski's getting really pissed off about something. I assume he's getting pissed off at Lucas Paqueta. But who cares? I hate it. I hate the fact he does it. But that was maybe the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Maybe the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Oh my god. Oh my god. Geo's saying he called it in the Patreon group, WhatsApp group chat, which you can get at patreon.com/hammerchat. But more importantly, Geo will be live in a few moments' time in the on the full-time show that we do on Geo's. My words are failing me here. Full-time match review. Geo will be live in a few moments' time. I'm just grabbing the link for that now, so you can all jump over there. I'm going to spam it in here, so you can click over and do it. Do make sure you get there and get involved in the celebrations. West Ham have just beaten Spurs at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium after one heck of a first half, a huge second half. Come on. West Ham United 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Go and check out the live review. It's happening in a few moments' time. Get in there, talk about it, or celebrate. Until next time, we'll be back at the weekend. We'll be back on Sunday. Thank you very much for watching. Come on, let's go. Let's go. See you later, everyone. Bye. Bye. Oh, actually, don't forget, GP, ASOXO, Fortune's Always Hired In, to Tom, to Fluffy Python's Back, to Chris, to Hughes, and to GP once more. Thank you very much. Speak to you later, everyone. Bye. Bye.